Hello, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to Manchester Central, where you join us for a momentous day in the amateur boxing world. It is the finals day in the 2022 England Boxing Championships, a championships which has a lineage and a heritage going all the way back to 1881. And in slightly more modern times, some outstanding boxers have won this over the years. Henry Cooper, Frank Bruno, Ricky Hatton, Nigel Benn. In more recent times, Anthony Joshua, Nicola Adams, and the woman sitting alongside me, Natasha Jonas, the reigning WBO 154-pound super welterweight, light middleweight champion of the world, depending on whether you like old money or new money. You won 6 of these for the Rotunda Boxing Club out of Liverpool. Natasha, just give us a sense of what the boxers will be feeling backstage in the locker room prior to walking out through the dry ice ahead of this championship final series of bouts we have this afternoon.
Yeah, I think once you've done the weigh-in and you're official, you've made the weight, I think it's all time to enjoy, and you're probably worrying then about what's going to happen today. You've done a million rounds in your mind, but you're excited. You know, this is what you're building your whole season up for, is the championships, and to come away with the belts that I looked at before, which you've come along since my day.
There's also a certain Tyson Luke Fury who won this championships back in 2008. He's going to be boxing in front of 94,000 people tonight. Let's hand over to our MC Craig Denholm, but that's the type of lineage this championship has.
National Amateur Championships 2022, it's finals day. There are a few championships in the sport that have been running longer than the NACs, formerly the ABAs, and then the Elite Championships, with the first year of competition back in 1881. Since then, a host of stellar names have been crowned, many of whom have gone on to become Olympic medalists and world champions at professional level. Among the greats who have won the titles at one way or another include, on the men's side, Henry Cooper, Frank Bruno, Nigel Benn, Ricky Hatton, Cole Froch, Tony Bellew, and fighting tonight for his world championship is Tyson Fury. And on the women's side, Nicola Adams, Savannah Marshall, Stacey Copeland, Caris Artingsall, Lisa Whiteside, Chantal Cameron, and with us today, Natasha Jonas. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to get things started. So let's welcome the first 2 boxers into the arena. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your red corner. Please give it up for Kelsey Oakley.
So the first of 23 finals about to get underway here at Manchester Central. And we get underway in the women's 48-kilogram division. Making her way to the boxing ring is Kelsey Oakley, 18 years of age, from Capes Hill in Dudley. And what a moment for her, preparing to take up residence in the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Ella Harris.
Her opponent is Ella Harris, Dr. Ella Harris, PhD, from the London Community Boxing Club. Prevailed in her semi-final by a second-round stoppage over Zara Johnson of the NAC Progression Boxing Club from Tyne, Tees and Weir. And despite her burgeoning success in her academic career, she says that she was hooked on boxing from the first time she laced up the gloves. And had a feeling which so many people can relate to, Tash, if you enjoy this sport.
Yeah, I went to get into something, to lose a bit of weight and to just, like, you know, be social, and that was 17 years ago. So, you know, it isn't a bad thing.
So head guards remain a feature of women's boxing at the elite level. And there are the 2 boxers who will be competing for this 48-kilogram crown. Kelsey Oakley from Priory Park Club in Dudley.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 1, which is the female national amateur final at under 48 kilos. Bout number 1 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with white trim, representing Midland counties and hailing from Priory Park. Please give it up for Kelsey Oakley. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all black with gold trim, representing London boxing and hailing from London Community Boxing. Give it up for Ella Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee in charge, Mr. Tony Buff.
So, final instructions issued by the referee. And a brief touch of gloves before the boxers retreat to their respective corners. 3 3-minute rounds in the women's 48-kilogram final. So we're underway. 48-kilogram finals action between boxers from Priory Park Boxing Club and London Community Boxing. The busy boxer, active with her hands, is a woman from Priory Park, Kelsey Oakley, just 18 years of age. Comes from a kickboxing background, but has been boxing for 5 years. And there you see the loose limb style that she likes to bring to the ring. Dr. Ella Harris, far more textbook, but the loose limb shots of Oakley snaking through the defenses. But there's a nice counter right hand from the woman wearing blue. But how about that for a right uppercut, left hook, and then a straight right hand through the middle from Oakley. The woman in red making a brisk start, showing her switch hitting stances already.
Yeah, she's punching from every angle, which is making it hard for Harris. And she's confident with it. When you're sticking your hands out, you're waiting for the reaction so that you can push the shots out. You see her hands are everywhere, and Harris doesn't know really where they're coming from, where the shots are coming from. But great 1-2 down the middle.
The left jab can often be an antidote to such dynamic, free-flowing boxing. You keep that jab snaking out, just as Ella Harris is doing here. It can be a disruptive influence, but there's a counter left hand out of the southpaw stance, and again from Kelsey Oakley, who is picking that shot very effectively. But Ella Harris remaining concentrated and scoring with straights in between these all-angled attacks coming from Oakley.
Yeah, Oakley, is having a lot of success with the backhand down the middle when she switches southpaw. But the first round for both boxers is always, you're trying to work the other one out, and you're trying to settle down into your own rhythm and see what the other one's going. So you can't take much from the first round, but, she seems to be very confident. She's got her punches flowing, and she's built up a nice little lead that Harris has to get back.
But Harris continuing to pile up points with her left jab. There's a counter left hand out of the southpaw stance from Oakley. Spearing right hand into the body from Harris. Oakley switching southpaw, long bridging her opponent, but was tagged by a two-shot combination which came cuffing around. There's a jolting left hand once again from Harris. And it's a real contrast in styles. The textbook methodology of Ella Harris is she takes a two-shot combination from Oakley, who is free-flowing and unconventional as a switch hitter. And it's making for a terrific contest with more than 2 minutes 20 gone.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth when you said the flow of it. It's the confidence that's behind it. But Harris is, she's still having her successes. She's, you can see there coming with the straight shot. She just needs to switch it up and do something different and get out of the way of them backhands.
10-second clapper has already sounded, and Oakley with a very dynamic display over the first round of this 48-kilogram final. Terrific action.
Yeah, it was high paced, which you expect from the lighter weights. It was a fast start from the younger Oakley, and sometimes as the younger fighter, or you're in one of your first championships, that you can be intimidated by the older, more mature fighter. But she came out, she showed absolutely no respect, and she had got a fast start, built a little bit of lead up, and with that comes confidence. She flowed very well through the round. But Harris will come out this round a little bit different. Like I said, the first round's always a little bit different.
It was very competitive. Both boxers up early off their respective stalls, ready to begin round number 2. So we go into the second round. in what has been a contest of contrast to this point. High held gloves being proffered by Dr. Ella Harris. She's just wrestled to the canvas. Gloves wiped clean by Harris, and the action resumes. And on the resumption, it's a left jab to the body from Oakley, who is using her feet in the space of the ring very well. Terrifically picked right hand from Oakley. Switches southpaw once again. Ella Harris bobbing and weaving in front of her opponents. That time her defenses were effective. The straight shot to the body caught by her forearms.
Yeah, the defense is better. She's moving ahead a lot more in this round. Just that Oakley's just that little bit quicker at a time into the spot on, and the backhand when she turns southpaw. She starts orthodox, jabs, steps back into southpaw and leads her onto the backhand, and Harris is falling for the trap and walking forward onto it.
Well, she was just put on the end of a single shot, was Harris, but you see her targeting the body now, and when you're in with a free-flowing boxer like this, with terrific head movement, the body often moves less, but then Oakley comes back with a long left jab of her own to the body. Harris looking to close the distance before voluntarily retreating, and again she starts with another body attack and then ends with an attack upstairs, 2 double right hands. Terrific work, but then look at the response from Oakley.
Yeah, she's having a lot more success when she's going and going again and throwing the combinations in punches and not just single shot. She has to, when you've made up that ground from the southpaw orthodox stance, you have to throw more than one shot. Great backhand.
So just beyond the midpoint of this second round, triggering off that exchange was Oakley with a reverse 1-2, and then look at that for an exchange again. Both boxers enjoying success. Long southpaw left was short to the mark and was countered by a 2-shot combination, but then a torrid exchange at center ring with both boxers showing good variety, scoring to both head and body. Exchange of jabs. Oakley changes her feet once again, standing still for a moment, almost voguing in front of Dr. Ella Harris. And then on the lead-off is Harris, who found the range with the right hand. Deep into this second round, and the action really heating up as Oakley scores with a left jab and then comes upstairs with success as well. Countered immediately. Yeah,
Harris's defence has been a lot better this round, and she's having her successes as soon as Oakley turns orthodox. So when she turns orthodox, she's just throwing the punches, because that's something she's used to. When people are southpaw versus orthodox, generally, orthodox people don't box many southpaws because we're just annoying.
Man, we mentioned on the introduction, Henry Cooper, his manager Jim Wicks had a famous quote which said that southpaw should be eradicated from the sport. So much problem do they cause orthodox boxers. It's another exchange at center ring. Oakley with a left jab up on her toes and getting the better of that exchange, but then look at Harris comes back with a correct left jab before being countered over the top with a right hand. Terrific two-way action all the way through this second round. What a round. Ella Harris just offering a sporting touch of gloves, but both boxers really drawing the best out of one another.
They definitely are. It's the two styles that gel very well. One's relaxed and throws, one's technical and, you know, come forward. But in close rounds like that, when you're not sure which one, who's going to win the round, it's little shots like we just seen at the end of the round that may nick it for Oakley in red.
And again, some of the action just showing the contrast in their approach, and that's the brilliant thing about this sport. You've got 8 punches: jab, cross, hook, uppercut to head and body, but look at the variety we're seeing in implementing those punches.
Yeah, and in the first round, Harris was just, you know, single shot and straight 1-2s, and in that round she mixed it up and she closed that space down and got closer.
So into the third and final round of a 48-kilogram final that is very much in the balance. Kelsey Oakley from Priory Park in Dudley coming out as a southpaw, put on the end of a stiff jab there, but she enjoyed a terrific portion of the round. And again, she's trying to bamboozle her opponent by waving her arms in semaphore fashion. But Ella Harris remaining concentrated and correct with that long left jab. Looking to wait now and lure in Harris. Is Oakley feinting with the front foot, just engaged reverse gear, came in, scored with the southpaw left, switched, and then it's a torrid exchange with a woman in red got the better of it.
Yeah, she, like I said, she's standing orthodox, punching, stepping back, standing into southpaw, and then as soon as Harris comes, because she knows she's going to come, she just lets the shots go, and Harris is walking straight onto it. But it was a brilliant exchange. Harris had her fair share as well.
So much variety on the punches from Oakley, but Harris keeping herself in the pocket. She's picked off by a reverse 1-2 there as Oakley was orthodox. Solid left jab landed from the woman in blue. Bobbing and weaving her way forwards now is Harris. Standing on the edge of range and scoring with a long left to the body is Oakley. Minute gone in this third and final round of a contest that has been incredibly keenly contested thus far. Beautiful lead left hand from Harris, and because Oakley was winding up with one of her flashy shots, it accentuated the effect, and she's picked off once again, her head being jolted in that red head guard. She's aware that she was put on the end of some eye-catching shots, goes for a get back, but Ella Harris continuing to ping her with straight shots.
Yeah, that was a brilliant move from Harris. As soon as she went to fling her arms out to do something, she just popped it out straight and caught her, and there was a couple of punches that came after that as well.
Solid southpaw left landed from Oakley, tries a roundhouse right hook out of the orthodox stance, and as she's switching again, she's fed another left jab from Dr. Ella Harris. Terrific action through the midpoint of this third and final round. Oakley comes back with a two-shot salvo, but the final shot is a right hand from Harris, and the straight punches continuing to flow from the boxer in blue. Solid left jab from the woman in red, as she reverses beyond punching range before scoring with a looping left hand. And again, the contrast making for such an intriguing affair.
Yeah, I think both women may think, you know, the bout is on the line, so you've got to go for it, and especially Harris.
So Harris looking to edge her way forwards, almost was running to a left-right combination there. There's another exchange of straight shots, big swing and a miss from the right hand from Oakley. Mention the fact Oakley came from a kickboxing background, but they quickly discovered she possesses terrific hands, and isn't she demonstrating that quality or those qualities here in the ring today? Tries to go down to the body, the elbows of Harris providing an effective barricade. Harris getting busy with straight shots. Oakley comes back with an attack to both body and head, bobbing and weaving. All action, 3 3-minute rounds in the course of that 48-kilogram final. And look at the show of Olympic spirit between these elite boxers, immediately heading to the other corner, sharing an embrace with the opposite coach. But what a way to open the 2022 England boxing finals here. A terrific showcase. It
was, and that's boxing at its elite level, you know. That's something that we've become to expect of English fighters. That the pace of that was phenomenal. The fact that they could keep that up for 3 minutes, I'm impressed. You can see the 1-2s coming in here. They're coming in from angles over. They're trying to out jab each other. When she goes southpaw, it's the battle of the jabs.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials at ringside scored a unanimous decision in favour of your new female under 48 kilo national amateur champion, boxing out of the red corner.
What a wonderful moment for Kelsey Oakley, the 18-year-old from the Priory Park Club in Dudley.
And a round of applause for Ella
Harris
Harris.
Has claimed the national title in the 48-kilogram weight division. Credit has to go to Dr. Ella Harris as well. She played her part in what was a really keenly contested affair, but the switch hitting skills of Kelsey Oakley enough to take her through to top spot on the podium, and the 18-year-old is the champion.
Yeah, and what a way to go through your first championship as a senior. It was clean, it was concise, it was brilliant boxing, and it was fast paced, and she didn't let
ladies and gentlemen, moving on to
Harris could bully her and use her woman's strength. She totally disrespected her.
Please give it up for Alice Trowbridge.
Ready or not, here I come. You get high, gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not,
so at the rear of the arena is Alice Trowbridge. What Hoddesdon Boxing Academy. And he comes to the ring as the reigning champion at 49 kilograms, winning 3 contests out of 3 to take the 49 kilogram title last year. This an opportunity to win consecutive titles in 2
ladies
different
and
ways.
gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Ibrahim Kola.
His opponent is Ibrahim Kola from the Metro Club in Bolton. And we mentioned the fact that Ellis Trowbridge is a national champ at 49 kilograms. Well, this man is the silver medalist at 49 kilograms. They met in the final at the back end of last year. So here we have a rematch of the 2021 49 kilogram final here at 48 kilograms. Both men supremely confident and have enjoyed strong runs through to this championship bout. This man will be looking for revenge. The man in the red corner will be looking for a repeat.
Yeah, when you get to class operators, you know that you're always going to reach the final, and the bad thing for Trowbridge is that Kola knows what he has to do. He knows, you know, what to expect, and he'll be going away as the danger man.
So the crowd in attendance here at Manchester Central enjoying the boxing. Remember, we were here prior to lockdown as we prepare for the opening bell as Ellis Trowbridge and Ibrahim Kola from Metro face off.
Okay, our ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 2, which is the male national amateur final at under 48 kilos. Bout number 2 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing yellow, blue and white, representing home counties and hailing from Hoddesdon, give it up for Ellis Trowbridge. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing the Northwest region and hailing from Metro, give it up for Ibrahim Kola. Your referee in charge of the bout, Mr. Jeff Cannell.
So Jeff Cannell given the final instructions. And again, having shared the ring for 3 3-minute rounds before, what will be going through the boxers' minds now ahead of this 48 kilogram championship final. We're underway. A rematch of last year's gold medal bout at 49 kilograms sees Ellis Trowbridge of Hoddesdon Boxing Club wearing the red gloves make a fast start out of that southpaw stance, already finding the range with whipping bolo shots to the body and lead right hooks following up to the head. Ibrahim Kola, wearing blue of the Metro Boxing Club, will be aware of that, but he's been picked off to the body once again, and it's a blistering start as another right hand flashes around the corner from around the belt line from Ellis Trowbridge.
Yeah, you don't want to take too much from the initial meeting in the middle, but you know, Trowbridge was head high, confident, and Kola was a little bit looking down. And
Kola just wrestling his man to the canvas there. Jeff Cannell on that infringement immediately, and also letting Ellis Trowbridge know that he's not to engage in that rule-breaking activity. Body head once again, this time left-right from Trowbridge, who has found his range in an instant in the first minute of this opening round.
And that's the benefits of fighting someone where you fought before, you fought once, you fought a couple of times. You know what to expect. You've got to go away and be better because they're going to be better.
Good right hand to the body from Kola a few moments ago, but then initiating the attacks by twinkle-toed footwork on the front foot is Trowbridge. Southpaw left not too far away. Range finding with that lead right hand and trying to force Kola to the perimeter of the ring. He came back with a left hook of his own. Just grazed the chin of Trowbridge as Trowbridge tries the left hand bolo shot to the body once again, but just glanced the singlet of his opponent from the Metro Club in Bolton. Counter right hand is the best shot of the round for Kola.
Yeah, he's using the distance really well. Trowbridge, he's counterpuncher with the backhand as soon as he comes in. He's leading with the left, a great backhand there.
Terrific backhand out of that southpaw stance from Trowbridge, catching Kohler as he switched to southpaw. He's now back as an orthodox boxer, and with 2 minutes gone, it is Trowbridge who has been the governor in the opening stages of this first round. Reversed 1-2 again, left hand, right hand, and Trowbridge flowing beautifully. Communicated with him ahead of these championships, and he was buzzing after his semi-final victory. Said that he's looking forward to put on a strong performance in the championship bout. My goodness, isn't he as good as his word here thus far?
Yeah, Kohler's doing the right thing. He's trying to change the angle and come on attacks, but he's hesitating when he's throwing. And when you've got a southpaw and orthodox that are against that little split second of hesitation, you can see it. And Trowbridge is seeing it and using it as a guide to put a shot there.
So closing seconds of this opening round. Counter left hand was short of the mark from Trowbridge. Counter left hook on the inside twice from Kohler. Whipping left hand bolo shot to the body from Trowbridge. Boxing effectively on the back foot. May have lost his footing on the Toblerone on ring perimeter, but got his composure back beneath him. But a terrific round of boxing, and that is why Ellis Trowbridge raises that right hand at the sound of the bell, because he came out of the gate in blazing fashion and maintained it throughout.
There was just little signs that Kohler was getting frustrated. You know, he was lunging forward, he threw him on the floor, and when you're getting beaten to the punch by Trowbridge, it can be frustrating when you can't get your shot off. It's not going your way, but it is only the first round.
Sablio in the red corner giving the instructions to Ellis Trowbridge as we see some of the action from that first round.
Yeah, Trowbridge is mixing it up. He's going head, going body, they're straight, they're coming round the side. He's using his feet really well, so every time Kohler's stepping in, he's making him fall short and then countering him with a shot at the end.
So into the second round we go. Ellis Trowbridge turned 20 years of age in January at his semi-final stage. He was a unanimous points decision winner over Ben Litwin of Turners. Ibrahim Kohler a split decision winner over Reese Reedshaw from the Phil Thomas School of Boxing. Kohler still 19 years of age. There he scores with a good right hand, and the right hand, as you all know, Tash, coached as the traditional antidote to the southpaw stance.
Yeah, that was better. He pushed in and went again, but he stayed in his stance and he stayed, you know, tight and compact.
So Trowbridge on that front foot, feinting with that jab, just throwing it out as an antenna. Good left hand to the body again from Trowbridge. He really has looked for that shot right from the opening bell. Kohler looking for the right hand. Again, you see Trowbridge firing the left, but this time it went long, glancing the right rib cage of Kohler from the Metro Club in blue. Solid left hand dug in by Trowbridge. As Kohler was looking for his own shot, he just tilted to his left, dipped at the knee and shoveled it underneath.
Yeah, and for some reason, orthodox people just can't see that shot, but that works the other way around, so maybe Kohler should be trying that as well. Whatever works for a southpaw will work for an orthodox when they're fighting each other.
So he's dominating the ring spaces. Ellis Trowbridge boxing well off the front foot and back foot. He scored with a flashy southpaw left, which wasn't set up by a jab, bobbing and weaving in front of his man, in and out with the feet. Kohler on the perimeter of the boxing ring. There he scored with a good right hand to the body, and perhaps that is a way to slow down the fleet-footed movements of the opponent wearing the red gloves.
Yeah, Kohler started the round with a very good defence, and as he gets frustrated, his hands come down and he starts to fall in front of his front foot, and then just as we've just seen, Trowbridge just comes with a single shot, boom, pops it off.
And those single shots are very easy to score. Remember, we're in the era of the 10-point must system. Counter left jab from Kohler was a nice shot, then dropped down with the right hand to the body twice, while Trowbridge was looking for his offensive success upstairs. But right on cue, there's the left hand bolo shot to the body again from the reigning 49-kilogram champion.
Yeah, it's hard because the lads don't have the benefit that the females had with the head guards. They have to be wary about where the heads are going and what it's doing, because they don't want to clash heads and get it cut and get it stopped.
Head guards removed from men's competition after the 2012 Olympics. The 2013 World Champs in Kazakhstan were contested without head guards. They remain a feature of junior and youth level boxing for both men, for boys and girls, and in the senior level for women. But as Natasha Jonas, 6-time national champion, is explaining, that means that the boxers, particularly in tournament boxing, have got to be mindful of their head placement, and that's why you'll see referees always reinforcing the instruction. Keep your head up. Solid left hook landed by Kola. It was a lead shot out of the orthodox stance. A terrific punch to conclude the round. But overall, a very good round once again from Ellis Trowbridge.
It was. That was, like I said, Kola had a better start to the round there. But you can see Trowbridge just breaks him down and he gets frustrated.
Third and final round.
Trowbridge from a boxing family. His family steeped in the sport, both the amateur and professional level, but when we spoke ahead of the championships, he said that he is keen to carve out his own legacy. And my goodness, he's acquitting himself very well indeed here midway through this third round. Beautiful left hand to the body again. A right hand landed from Kola upstairs, but countered immediately by that bolo uppercut left hand to the torso just above the belt line as he shovels two more punches downstairs. Trowbridge picking his body shots beautifully.
Yeah, and there's something that Kola you just can't see, and he's got no defence to, because he's whipping them rounds underneath, where, you know, when you've got your guard, you just can't see it. And he's using the body, because the headshots he's just ducking straight under.
So inside the final minute now, Kola needs something dramatic. That's a beautiful two-shot combination from Trowbridge. Kola countered with a single shot success of his own, but given the manner in which Trowbridge has boxed and the point deduction, counter southpaw left is an exquisitely picked punch from Trowbridge. But he's got to remain concentrated despite the success that he's having. And that is why he's getting on the back foot at the sound of the 10-second clapper. Kola continuing to press, still believing that he can find the punch to turn this contest in his favor. He scores with a straight right hand to the body, and a right hand upstairs checks the chin of Trowbridge. There's a brief embrace between the two familiar rivals, but the body language from Trowbridge reinforcing what we all sense here at ringside, that he has just claimed his second consecutive national title, because right from the opening bell he found his range, found his groove, and was superb in his shot selection throughout the entire 3 minutes of the contest.
Yeah, I think is you see here them scoops, the like bolo shots to the body. He makes him throw, makes him.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, round number 2. Please show your appreciation for boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials at ringside score the bout. A unanimous decision victory in favour of your new male under 48 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Ellis
Trowbridge holds 2 fingers aloft because he has just claimed his second consecutive national title, and he has done so at 2 different weights. It's a repeat victory earned by Ellis Trowbridge over Ibrahim Kola. Back-to-back silver medals for him, but Ellis Trowbridge asserted himself right from the opening bell, and now a little celebratory dance acknowledging the victory that he has just produced to make him a 2-time national champion.
As I think that's something off TikTok that I'm just not aware of. But yeah, that it was hard for Kola there because you're stuck into you've got a decision to make. You maybe, well, you've sensed that you're 2 rounds behind. You've got to go for it. And
okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on to bout number 3. Introducing your red corner to the ring. Give it up for Savannah Stubley.
Trowbridge has just made his way over to our commentary box to exchange an handshake. We saw him embrace it with members of the family here at the Manchester Central Hall as well, as we continue with the action here. Making her way to the boxing ring is Savannah Stubley, ahead of this women's 50-kilogram final. Savannah Stubley from the Empire Club in tying tees and wear. So just skipping her way to the corner, just like Ellis Trowbridge. Savannah Stubley.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner to the ring. Give it up for Terry Naylor.
Her opponent is Terry Naylor from the Fight for Peace Boxing Academy in East London. Fight for Peace Academy, an entity which does such good work. Her semi-final, Terry Naylor won on a unanimous decision over Taylor Rushton of Box Smart Elite in Warsaw. Savannah Stubley over in the red corner was a unanimous point decision victor over Millie Simons of the St. Ives Boxing Academy in Cambridgeshire.
I love when the boxers come out and they're not sure about which way they're going.
But they certainly know their way around the boxing ring, that's for sure, as Savannah Stubley prepares to fight for a 2nd consecutive national title against Terry Naylor of the Fight for Peace Boxing Club in East London. And that is what is up for grabs for the boxers here this afternoon. Titleists now receive a championship belt.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
was it medals, trophies, any belts?
Yeah, it was medals. I was a bit jealous. I actually remember winning a belt on my last one.
3 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, representing tying tees and wear, and hailing from Empire School of Boxing. Give it up for Savannah Stubley. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with a white trim, representing London Boxing and hailing from Fight for Peace. Please give it up for Terry Naylor. Your referee in charge, Mr. Billy McDonald. First round.
So we're underway then in the women's 50-kilogram final. This between boxers from the Empire Boxing Club in Tyne, Tees and Wear and the Fight for Peace Boxing Club in East London. The woman wearing red, occupying centre ring, is Savannah Stubley, the 2021 champion at 51 kilograms in pursuit of her second consecutive title at different weights. Because we're in the 50-kilogram bracket here this afternoon, her opponent, Terry Naylor from the Fight for Peace Boxing Club, said that her progression to this final is a great feeling because it shows all of her work is paying off. Beautiful left hook fired off the back foot from Stubley, and then as Naylor was coming in, it was a left hand, an arcing right hand over the top. Stubley up on her toes now, and a cracking right hand once again. The elbow was high and she came down with it on a downward trajectory. Wonderfully picked shot. Double left hand to the body is an effective combination from Stubley, who has started this first round very well indeed in the opening minute.
Yeah, I don't think people appreciate how effective a good body shot can be. Sometimes they can be worse than head ones. When you get buzzed and it's to the head, you can regain your senses after a couple of seconds. A body shot, when you're hitting the body and it's a good one, you can't breathe.
Pain stays with you, that's for sure. When you get tested downstairs, all of that core work, medicine ball work, a crucial asset in any boxer's armory. Midway through this opening round, Savannah Stubley has trained a switch southpaw. And just as Terry Naylor said that, it's a feeling that all of her hard work is paying off, as on the resumption, it's a beautiful double left jab from Stubley. She's using that lead hand very effectively indeed to pick off the advancing Naylor, who just cannot evade that lead left hand. Then she gets to where she wants to be and just nudged away with right hands to the body when it got up close. But terrific use of the lead hand to both head and body from Stubley.
Yeah, Stubley mixed it up there. She jabbed it straight jab, jabbed it again, and then she screwed it up, and there's good body shots going in there.
Body shots, they appear to be a little bit below the belt, but Naylor did not complain, and again the right hand while dancing out of the corner was a good shot from Stubley, but Naylor continuing to press to try and close the distance and work her way downstairs herself. So bobbing and weaving now is Naylor, trying to elude that lead left hand. Perhaps her Les Walsh in the corner saying long range. That's the coach of Savannah Stubley. Closing seconds of this second round. Naylor up on her toes, but just measuring her opponent with the lead left. Counter left uppercut tried by Naylor, but was just short of the mark. Beautiful defense with that left hand after the 1-2 combination. You see the way that Stubley battered the incoming attack down with her lead hand.
Brilliant counter punch in there. She just took a little step back and hit her with two straight shots down the middle, and because Naylor was falling in, both shots landed.
Well, it's been a very good opening round of boxing from Savannah Stubley, showing good variety on both the front foot and the back foot. Her work to the body was impressive as well. Terry Naylor continued to press, but she was made to pay a price to get into her preferred territory by the accurate shot selection of this woman.
Yeah, Stubley did very well with the straight shots, as we see, yeah. She's just edging, jabs out, big backhand over, and then spins off with it, so that there's nothing for your opponent to punch when you've moved out the way.
And there's a beautiful example, left uppercut, right cross out of the orthodox stance. So much variety on that lead hand.
Yeah, she was setting up. There was a time when she set it up, and then screwed it up. So you're expecting, and something else happens.
So both boxers were up early off their stalls to begin this second round. It's a blistering start by both boxers. Terry Naylor, perhaps mindful of the fact that she conceded the opening round, at least from our perspective, has come out briskly. But again, there's wonderful variety on the combination punching of Savannah Stubley.
Yeah.
She's been training very hard since the national champs at the back end of last year. Had assessments and has been invited back for another one.
Yeah, she did a great thing there, Naylor. She put her to the ropes and caught her twice, but then she spun herself into the corner, which meant that, again, Stubley had control of the ring.
Lead left hand not too far away, but it was from Naylor, but it was countered by a right hand over the top from Stubley. Stubley operating as a southpaw now. Naylor comes forward and a good right hand to the body, and another one turned in while she was in the corner. Stubley just pushed her off and then pierced her high-held hands with a beautiful two-shot combination, left and right.
Yeah, the lead hand has been the key to this fight so far.
Stubley competed in the recent Under-22 European Championships. Amanda Coulson reporting that she boxed very well despite dropping a close contest decision in her opening bout against an Olympian from Italy. So that gives you an idea as to the level at which Stubley is already boxing in and around the England setup, working to get towards GB. And the winners as Naylor comes forward and she maintained the attack. 1, 2, 3, and the final left hand jolted the head back of Savannah Stubley. Her best portion of the contest.
Yeah, she's got to figure out a way to get past that, and the single shots aren't working. She's keeping the pressure on, going forward and going again, and you know, Stubley's quite effective in avoiding the first attack, but when you go again, you know, that's when she gets caught.
And Stubley was notable on the 2 times where it has been a double and triple phase attack from Naylor as she pins her in the corner once again. This time Stubley able to spin off, but on that 1, 2, 3 where the final left hand snapped Stubley's head back, it was Stubley who ran into the ropes and there was no more road in which to use.
Yeah, Naylor just needs the sensible aggressive pressure like that and keep her. She wants that. Naylor, Stubley, sorry, when she's flowing and she's in the middle of the ring, she's got a load of space to move around, so Naylor's got to get it on the ropes so she can unleash. So that means going and going again, so she has to move back.
So final 30 seconds of this second round. Naylor has enjoyed pockets of success when she's kept the attacks going. And the resumption coming forwards, and just as we said, straight shot successes to first the head and then the body when Stubley was trapped on the ropes. Naylor helping herself to a terrific offensive burst downstairs.
Yeah, that was brilliant, and she closed the gap straight away, put the pressure on and made it go back to the ropes. She may get a point taken here.
Well, her problem's mounting here now because she's had good success, but that is going to be negated by the point deduction for failing to keep her head up. Now, in elite boxing, we've seen the deductions happen at the end of the round where the point is taken away, or at the conclusion of the contest when all the scores are tallied up. But make no mistake, that point deduction will result in a point off the scorecard of Naylor, who, as this second round progressed and as she showed on that final forward foray there, really adjusted her tactics well, kept the attacks going, particularly with straight shots, principally upstairs, but then sometimes went downstairs to good effect as well.
Yeah, I think that was a really good round for Naylor for me, but that point deduction may make all the difference. So like you say, when you take them off at the end of the round, it'll mean, you know, a one round could be a drawn round.
Some of the action from that second round where Naylor did have success getting closer because she kept the attacks going, not just with the hands but with the feet as well.
Yeah, she closed down the gap. She didn't even let Stubley get a jab off. She just was on her straight away and wouldn't let her get her straight shots off. But Stubley's comfortable just being there and throwing. You heard the coach earlier say, keep it long, keep it straight, and they're the instructions she's getting. So she wants you to be on the end of her shot, so you need to get past them long arms and the jab and the backhand. You see it again.
And again, it was the straight shot success, first to the head. Stubley's boat back, making contact with the ropes, and it allowed Naylor to work away. So the third and final round underway then.
And there's everything to fight for.
Most certainly. It's been an incredibly competitive affair. You'd expect nothing less. Nice turning of the tables from Stubley. Stubley just using the space of the ring. Fight for Peace, the UK chapter, is in East London, but it's actually an entity, a charitable entity that started in Brazil. Luke Downey, MBE, from Shepherd's Bush, anthropologist by trade, found himself out in Brazil and started a gym which served as neutral territory in the favelas in Rio. and it's spread all over the world, doing outstanding charitable work using pillars of education and sport to take kids away from the risk of crime and violence.
I remember some of the 2016 team doing some work out there with them on that programme and on that charity, and they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so many boxing clubs do provide the same service, as Stubley scoring with a right hand over the top, and now it's Stubley who is bulldozing Naylor back to the ropes, looking to neutralise her front foot pressure. And it's Naylor coming forwards once again, letting straight punches go. Big swing and a miss from Stubley, who takes a hard left hand to the solar plexus. Right hand over the top from Naylor, who is impossible to deter. She keeps on coming.
Yeah, sometimes she's coming, and she's like coming too close where she can't have the opportunity to throw her punches and get the shots off that she needs, because she's closing. She's practically running to get past the jab and the long arms of Stubley.
But there was a good right hand to the body off the jab from Naylor. Stubley tying her opponent up. Mention the fact that she's striving to become a GB boxer, and as you know all too well, Tasha, as Miss GB, competing in London 2012 at a terrific two-shot combination land from Stubley. Once you're on that GB program, you are a full-time boxer. Right now, Savannah Stubley mixing up her training, which she does 3 times a day, with part-time work on a caravan site. So getting to that level makes such a difference to the way you're able to prepare.
Yeah, it's the whole setup. It's the best coaches in the country, you know, physiologists, you know, strength and conditioning coaches, sports analysts, sports psychologists. Everything you need is there, and that's the benefits of it.
And every boxer who wins the championship here is Terry. Naylor lands a good left jab while Stubley was letting her hands go, but every champion here will receive an assessment for the GB program, headed up by Robert McCracken. The coaches up there will be taking a look. Beautiful left jab by Naylor, catching Stubley, and then a left jab to the body to conclude the contest. What a terrific contest. Boxers of contrasting styles, and their approaches gelling really well to make a competitive, entertaining spectacle.
Yeah, Naylor didn't start too well. I think Stubley had the better start, but she grew into the fight and she got more comfortable, and she kind of knew what she had to do. And that's, like I say, sometimes the first round is trying to work out what your opponent is. It's like a physical game of chess, and where they're going to move, what they're going to do. If I think this way, what's the reaction going to be? So you're working each other out, and you may be even a little bit nervous.
Well, nervous moments, no doubt, for both of the boxers now, because Terry Naylor came back into the contest in very strong fashion indeed. Stubley made a terrific start, but we have to
ladies
remember,
and gentlemen, man number 3, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials and ringside scored a unanimous decision in favour of your new female under 50 kilo national amateur champion, and boxing out of the red corner.
And here is confirmation. Savannah Stubley makes it 2 consecutive national titles at different weights. The 2021 51 kilogram champion adds the 2022 title to her resume at 50 kilograms. Savannah Stubley of the Empire Boxing Club in Tyne, Tees and Wear has made the whole club, the whole region proud, and that is why she's receiving that warm embrace from the head coach Les Walsh. A terrific display by Savannah Stubley.
Give it up for Hamza Udin.
Terry Naylor deserves immense credit for the part that she played in what was a terrific contest.
Yeah, it was a brilliant contest. Like I say, Naylor warmed into it. I think the point deduction in the second round may have cost her that round. But Stubley started really well. She stayed confident throughout. And yeah, it was a great contest.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Tom Morley.
So at the rear of the arena is the man who will be operating out of the blue corner. His 51 kilogram final. That is Tom Morley from the Lambton Street Club in Tyne, Tees and Wear.
you never want to get into superstitions as a boxer. Like, my coach took them away as soon as I started. But if you're Tom Marley, you're thinking red corner's one, red corner's one, red corner's one.
This isn't professional boxing, Tasha. We know you're a world champ, but that's often what happens in the pros, where on some cards you can pick one corner all the way and know that the prospect is going to prevail. This is very much a 50-50 affair. It's the men's 51 kilogram final between Hamza
this is
Uddin
bout
and
number
Tom
4,
Marley.
which is the male national amateur final at under 51 kilos. Bout number 4 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, representing Midlands County and hailing from Fearless. Give it up for Hamza Uddin! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all black with a red trim, representing Tyne Tees and Wear and hailing from Lambton Street. Give it up for Tom Marley! Your referee in charge, Mr. Mike Hemming.
Uddin seems to have brought a big crowd with him. He got a huge reception from the crowd just to the right of us.
First round.
Well, boxers of contrasting physiques contesting this men's 51 kilogram final. The boxer wearing red, the taller figure, is Hamza Uddin, 18 years of age, from the Fearless Boxing Academy in Warsaw. The man wearing blue has just stepped in authoritatively, looking for jabs and then shots to the body. The more compact figure is Tom Marley from the Lambton Street Boxing Club in Tyne Tees and Wear. Uddin, just 18 years of age, has made a smooth transition to the senior ranks, has yet to taste defeat in this his first season as a senior, but there you see Marley getting to where he wants to be and bustling away to the body.
That is the thing about boxing, you know, as long as you make the weight, it doesn't really matter. You can have little, small, long arms, short, it comes in all shapes and sizes.
It most certainly does, as Hamza Uddin looking to make that attribute of range and reach an asset, looking to get the left jab snaked out, but again looking to free his hands on the inside and dig away to the torso of the man in red is Tom Marley. Left hand upstairs landed by Marley, counter left hook landed in response, and what a beautiful right uppercut landed by Uddin, and he's looking for that shot repeatedly now, and again that as he lands a left uppercut after the command of stop. But that, when you've got a front foot pressure fighter as the taller boxer, and calling that uppercut can be an effective deterrent, as Uddin scores with it from the left hand this time.
Yeah, you've seen him throw it twice before. It was a bit like the Povetkin White kind of thing. He threw it twice before, it missed, and then he timed it perfectly on that occasion.
So Hamza Uddin boxing that characteristic relaxed style. That right hand landed on the scapula of Marley, but Marley continues to come forward. He's peering between his gloves, bracketing his head with his hands, but there is a gap through the middle of those defenses, and that is what Uddin is looking to exploit with his uppercut. There he's got Marley pinned to the ropes, and he digging away to the body now.
Yeah, actually, Marley's hands at the side, the defence at the side, is nice and high, but like you said, his elbows are flaying out, and there's a big gap up through the middle, and that's what Uddin just took advantage of.
Good right hand to the body landed by Uddin. Marley has got to get busy when he finds himself at short range as he is here. He can't allow himself to get tied up and not work away. Looking for the uppercut once again is Uddin, and now it's Marley who is looking to hold on, and again a left uppercut on the resumption. Neither boxer really heeding the command of stop or break, and a flashing left uppercut, same shot again on the resumption from Uddin. He's picking those uppercuts underneath very well indeed.
An uppercut is just a horrible shot, like I said before, when it's southpaw and orthodox and you can't see it. Sometimes you're so focused on what's ahead of you, you don't see what's coming up.
And there it is, right on cue, left uppercut, right cross, and then a right cross, and another uppercut, and it's a beautiful portion of the round on the 10-second clapper as Hamza Uddin is going through the gears, and right on the bell, the referee intervenes to issue a standing 8 count. Boxer can't be saved by the bell, and he has been stopped. A terrific display by Hamza Uddin in his first season as a senior. He roars with delight, engaging with the fans who have travelled up with him from Warsaw. A terrific display where he took a look at Tom Marley, who applied effective pressure in the early stages, but then when Hamza Uddin made the adjustment and began to find a home for that uppercut, well, it was a punch that he turned to repeatedly, and on the 10-second clapper he uncoiled a combination that put Marley under significant and sustained pressure, and the referee intervening, issuing the standing 8 count, and despite the fact that the bell had sounded, the referee determining that Marley was in no shape to continue. A terrific display by Uddin.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers.
He was throwing the shot, and you could just sense when these shots landed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your referee stopped the contest in the first round, with his opponent in no position to continue. Give you your new medal on the 51 National Amateur Champion. Boxing out of the red corner, Hamza Uddin.
Jump it, a big jump, a big celebration with the crowd.
Give it up for Hamza, and a round of applause for Tom Marley.
In a show of sportsmanship with Tom Marley, 29 years of age, who started boxing late at 22 to give some discipline and structure to his life by making it through to the final. It's a real feather in his cap. But Hamza Uddin with a terrific display of variety and volume, accuracy and power, and the man from the Fearless Boxing Academy in Warsaw adds yet another national title to his resume, having taken them in the classification ranks en route to this, his first senior season. A terrific run through the tournament culminates in championship gold and the England Boxing National Amateur title in the 51-kilogram division.
Yeah, I think, you know, sometimes, like when we said it, I think it was earlier with Oakley and Harris, when it's your first and you're so young, you haven't developed that strength that you can compete with the men and the women that you're going to come across. But when the confidence of these young people coming up, the Uddin, the Oakley, is that, you know, they just don't give them any of that respect. They're that little bit sharper, they're that little bit, you know, on it, that, you know, that they just come out and just put it on the older ones respectively.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to bout number 5. Introducing your red corner to the ring. Give it up for Saul B. Lee.
The sounds are screaming and the fires are howling way down in the valley tonight. There's a man in the shadows with the gun in his eye and a blade shining no soul.
So approaching the boxing ring, Saul B. Lee from the Metropolitan Police Boxing Club in London.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Shelby Lee.
This is going to get confusing.
It's going to be very interesting indeed, because fighting out of the blue corner is another boxer surnamed Lee, and she's also got a hyphen in her name. This is Shelby Marie Lee. Shelby Marie Lee, hailing from the Minster Golden Gloves, the MGG club in Kent. So it's Lee versus Lee.
I think I'm going to go with first names in this one.
Saul B. Lee, the Metropolitan Police Boxing Club, operating out of the red corner. Shelby Marie Lee from the Minster Golden Gloves club in Kent, the MGG club, wearing blue.
coaches are just going through the customary checks. There seems to be a problem, I think, with Sol Lee's head guard. She's not 100% comfortable with it. And there's nothing worse than a wobbly head guard. Especially when you get punched in and it spins round and you can't see.
Taking your vision away. All these checks are necessary to ensure that it's a correct fitting head guard, that if you have long hair beneath that head guard, that it stays in place and doesn't obscure the vision. You'll see that the repairs are continuing. And this one could be quite a lengthy job, because you can see that the top of it has been opened up, but now fixed to satisfaction by reapplying the Velcro.
Yeah, there's a coach has just got a spare one in the corner just in case that starts flipping off.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 5, which is the female national amateur final at under 52 kilos. Bout number 5 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with white trim, representing Police Boxing Association and hailing from Metropolitan Police. Give it up for Sol Lee! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with a white trim, representing Southern Counties and hailing from Minster Golden Gloves. Give it up for Shelby Lee! Your referee in charge, Mr. Craig O'Dell.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. Southpaw wearing red is Sol Lee from the Metropolitan Police Boxing Club, 31 years of age, 13 bout record consisting of 9 wins and 4 defeats as of earlier this month. Her opponent wearing blue is Shelby Marie Lee from the Minster Golden Gloves, who said that her journey to this national championship final, like so many, as she takes a good right hand from Sol Lee. But it started when she first stepped into a gym, been boxing since a schoolgirl boxer, excuse me, following many of her family, has won a few major tournaments as Shelby Marie Lee in blue, but this her first championships, and so of course she's prepared diligently and focused on a victory and strong performance here. But it's the Southpaw in red, Sol Lee, who has made a solid start, using angles and straight shots to good effect.
Yeah, we've just seen Selby actually switch stance.
Shelby Marie Lee now operating as a southpaw momentarily, but as she was switching back, she was caught by a southpaw left from Sol Lee, who is showing terrific foot movement around the ring, using the space of the roped arena very effectively indeed.
Yeah, that's what you've got to watch out if you are a switch hitter. It's in between movements that you can get caught.
So just approaching the midpoint of this opening round. Bobbing and weaving coming forward, but that's a terrific reverse 1-2, right then left from Shelby Marie Lee. Corkscrew shot during that salvo as well, just timed her opponent very effectively. Right hand on the retreat, and another flashing right hand landed by Sol Lee, who is getting in and out with very quick feet, the southpaw in red.
Yeah, she just slightly missed with the finishing on a lead hook, so that could come into play, because it's a great shot to end a combination with, especially when someone's hands like Shelby's are so low.
So bobbing and weaving in front of her opponent now is Sol Lee. The boxer really committing, trying to draw that lead they can counter. Southpaw left attempted, wasn't too far away from Shelby Marie Lee, and then followed it up to make it a combination success. But then right jab, but then the final word of the exchange going in the direction of Shelby Marie Lee. It was initiated by Sol Lee in red, but then the boxer in blue came straight back and had the better of it. Beautifully picked southpaw left from Sol Lee, but then that triggers a response from Shelby Marie Lee, who drives her opponent back to the corner, but turning the tables magnificently and landing a cracking single left cross is Sol Lee in red.
Yeah, that was a brilliant backhand straight down the middle, proper textbook orthodox southpaw punch. and you know, in rounds close like that, that could just win you the round.
It was a very close round indeed. Terrific shot selection. But make no mistake, Shelby Marie Lee, wearing blue, had her moments of success as well. But Sol B. Lee started the round quickly, used angles and used the space of the ring to good effect during that first 3-minute stanza. Yeah,
you can see here. That was a good uppercut actually from Shelby. But Sol's, you know, she's using her angles. She's quite loose. She's just getting countered there, but she's just always making it hard and coming that little bit out. You see with the lead, she finished on the lead there, but then got countered.
Second round. Shelby, do what you've got to do. Good girl.
Tut, tut, tut. Water bottle left on the ring apron, but after the instruction of the referee, it's removed. Time in is called, and we're underway in round number 2. It's the women's 52-kilogram final between two boxers. They're showcasing wonderful variety in their skill set. Sol B. Lee on the front foot. Good right hand off the back foot landed, but then look at the left hand, which is the final shot of the exchange from Sol B. Lee after she was put under pressure by the shot picking of Shelby Marie Lee. It's been that type of contest, and it's continuing here in the first 30 seconds of the second round.
Yeah, Shelby's come out a lot more confident. She's flowing a lot more, and she's, you know, she's standing her ground and counter punching Sol as she comes.
Continuing to bob and weave her way forwards is Sol B. Lee, looking for the left hand to the body. Shelby Marie Lee. Hand was short to the mark, but then a counter left immediately came over the top from Sol B. Lee to counter that rather languid shot from the woman in blue.
Yeah, when it's you can't just throw a single shot. It's not going to work. Most people can get out of the way of one shot coming, but when you add 2, 3, 4 after it, they're the ones that you're going to get caught by. And Shelby's she's been better at doing that this round.
Well, you just see the headgear dropping down into the eye line, and you see her touch it again. Sol B. Lee took some adjusting before the opening bell. Left hand down the middle was a solid shot from the southpaw wearing red. Beautiful right hand over the top, followed by a left jab from Shelby Marie Lee, and then she had the final word of the exchange with a straight right hand to the body. Sol B. Lee going in pursuit of her southpaw left, but he's picked off by a right hand and then a left hand to the body from Shelby Marie Lee. Terrific portion of the round for her. Sol B. Lee looking to get beyond punching range, but finds herself pinned against the ropes momentarily.
Yeah, she's there in a I presume, an England kit, and she's showing why she has been selected to choose to box for England.
2 minutes gone in this second round. That's a cracking straight right hand to the body from Sol B. Lee. Shelby Marie Lee looking for a roundhouse right to the abdomen of her own. But Shelby Marie Lee has landed some solid shots in this second round. And Sol B. Lee, her movement not as crisp through this portion of the second frame. Now she's looking to get it back beneath her once again. Picked off by a left jab, but then came back with a straight shot of her own out of that southpaw stance.
Yeah, she's Solly is moving her hands a lot, but she's not moving her head, so it's keeping her head in the line for Shelby to just be able to punch a straight shot down the middle.
Right, left was short from Sol B. Lee. Still had to fiddle with her head guard once again, and when you've got Shelby Marie Lee in front of you, the last thing you want is a distraction from the head guard, which she's having to adjust, going back to the corner once again.
Yeah, Shelby's decided to sit down this round. I don't know whether she forgot the chair in the first round, but she's decided to. Maybe that was a bit of a bit more taxing on her, because she definitely threw a lot more shots and was more successful in that round.
Terrific action through round number 2. Shelby Marie Lee able to score effectively to both body and head.
Yeah, and like you said, you can see Sol really messing with her head guard, and that's just giving Shelby that little bit of extra time to be able to pop a shot off. And
third and final round.
So we're going to the third and final round then. Shelby Marie Lee coming out as an orthodox boxer and scoring a good right hand to the body. She's trying to quicken her feet at the start of the third round. Now is Sol B. Lee, just as she did for the majority of the all of the first round, before her movement just seemed to be a little bit less crisp deep into round number 2, where fatigue will have been becoming a factor. Good work to the body once again from Shelby Marie Lee in blue, and she's continuing to target the torso very effectively indeed, counter-punching terrifically downstairs.
That was a brilliant move from Sol there to duck under the shot that was coming and come back with some of her own. But yeah, she was hit with a great body shot. And like I say, when you want someone to slow down and keep still so you can keep punching, then the best way to do that is to the body.
Shelby Marie Lee progressed to this final after a walkover. She looked for a big left hand to the body. It was off the mark, and that's why she was countered by a left hand over the top. As for Sol B. Lee, she was a split decision winner over Rihanna Kanu of the Kirkdale Club. That is how they progressed through to contest the championship final here. And both boxers showing terrific conditioning and no little competitive spirit, because they're continuing to bite down and let their hands go. Getting out of the corner effectively is Sol B. Lee when she appeared to be confined, but she kept her wits about her and was able to dance away laterally to her right.
Yeah, and she's done 2 straight shots to the head and then went down to the body and went back to the head. That was a brilliant move.
Long left hand as she gets back to the space of centre ring. Sol B. Lee may just be feeling the pace a little bit. Shelby Marie Lee continuing to press in blue. There's a hard left hand dug in to the body of Sol B. Lee. Roundhouse left, not too far away, looking to block with the right hand, but the shot got through. Was Sol B. Lee more successful, the woman in blue?
You can see there's blood, I think, coming from the nose of Shelby as well, which sometimes can be a distraction and affects your breathing when you're trying to breathe, especially in the last rounds when you're getting tired.
Counter right hand, an effective shot from Sol B. Lee. Looking to keep that right jab extended out in the face of her advancing opponent. And Shelby Marie Lee continuing to press. There's the trace of blood leaking from the nose of the woman in blue, and that's why the referee has called time and will call for the opinion of the ringside doctor.
Sometimes it just looks worse than it is, a bit of a bloody nose is kind of something you half expect in boxing.
I think the last time we commentated together, you came up with the inimitable phrase, as so many of your colleagues do, it's just a nosebleed. Let it go. But of course, the referee and the doctor, of course, know it's a nosebleed, but have a slightly different view of that injury compared to you who are competing in the ring.
Yeah, you'd be upset if you got stopped on a nosebleed. I understand the break or something, but...
Well, in the closing seconds of this round, after that resumption for the nose to be inspected, Shelby Marie Lee has come out very aggressively, but she's being picked off effectively by back foot boxing from Sol B. Lee. But Shelby Marie Lee continuing to press. Oh, that's a terrific left hand to the body from Shelby Marie Lee. Right hand over the top in response from Sol B. Lee. And getting herself out of the corner on legs that appear to be a little bit weary. She ran into a 2-shot combination. And if this was an athletics racer, she takes another 2-shot salvo, you would say that Sol B. Lee has perhaps timed that just right, because as we were getting deeper into the third round, her movement's becoming more and more ragged compared to the efficiency she showed in the first round, which is to be expected. But she kept her composure, kept her punch picking going. But my goodness, she was tested to the body and indeed the head by the front foot pressure of Shelby Marie Lee. What a contest.
It was, and she was sometimes leaving her head out, her arm out and her head up as she was getting tired, just to keep that space and to keep it off, but she was lifting her head up as she was doing it. So that was giving Shelby a big target to aim at. You see some of the action here. You can see the labouredness of Sol B. Lee's shots. He's just trying to just keep it there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 5, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored a unanimous victory, all in favour of your winner, and new female under 52 kilo national amateur champion, boxing out of the red corner, it's
Solby Lee of the Metropolitan Police Club, who takes a unanimous point decision verdict over Shelby Marie Lee. A terrific display of southpaw boxing from Solby Lee. Crisp, accurate work in the first round and a half, and then she used her experience and her composure when her energy levels were beginning to deplete.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on to bout number 6, introducing your red
Solby
corner to
Lee
the
with a
ring.
very
Give
good
it up for
display indeed.
Megan Morris.
2-kilogram national title, Shelby Marie Lee. Well, kudos to her for the part that she played in what was a pulsating contest.
Yeah, it takes two to tango. You've got, you know, you're not going to be brilliant by yourself when it's a good 50-50 competition. You know, your partner has to play their part, and she did that.
So the boxers towards the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Holly Heffron.
Of the Hall Green Club in Birmingham, making her way to the blue corner. Over in the red corner is Megan Morris of the St. Ives Boxing Academy in Cambridgeshire. So there then are the finalists. Megan Morris of the St. Ives Boxing Academy in Cambridgeshire facing off against Holly Heffron of Hall Green in Birmingham in this women's 54-kilogram final.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 6, which is a female national amateur final at under 54 kilos. Bout number 6 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with silver trim, representing Eastern Counties and hailing from St. Ives Boxing Academy. Please give it up for Megan Morris. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, our opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all black with gold and silver trim, representing Midland Counties and hailing from Hall Green. Please give it up for Holly Heffron. Your referee in charge, Mr. Tony Kennelly.
First round.
Well, what a contest we have in prospect here in this women's 54-kilogram final. Is between Megan Morris, woman wearing red of the St. Ives Boxing Academy in Cambridgeshire. Her opponent wearing blue is Holly Heffron from the Hall Green Boxing Club in Birmingham. These two boxers know all about one another because they met at the quarter-final stage of last year's championships. And on that occasion, it was Holly Heffron who prevailed en route to a silver medal in the 2021 championships, losing a high-quality bout against Olivia Holmes from Rotunda, somebody you know very well indeed, Natasha Jonas.
I do.
Oh, that's a terrifically picked counter, left hand from Heffron to end that coming together.
Yeah, Morris, when they was close together earlier in the round, she threw a good like 6-8 combination like uppercuts to the body, and sometimes that's in the amateurs there's not enough. They kind of wait for the referee to stop it, but you can't continue punching if you can.
So it's Heffron up on her toes, using the perimeter of the boxing ring. Morris pressing forwards, digging away with that left hand as the boxers are entwined at short range. Left jab's an effective shot from Heffron, and then a right hand that followed it was right down the pipe, catching Morris on the chin. Morris on the inside once again, looking to show the referee she's not holding.
I think the boxing, you know, if you're the taller fighter, you want to keep the smaller fighter at the end of your big long arms, and that was a good body shot from Morris.
Right hand lead on the resumption from Holly Heffron. Looking to press now and getting forward with effective front foot pressure is Megan Morris. Another untidy tangle, causing the intervention of the referee.
And that's the benefit of the head guards for the females, is that you don't worry about that clash of heads when they came together then.
Two good straight shots and then a roundhouse right followed by a left and a flashing left hook from Megan Morris. Good portion of the round for her. Boxing out of that crouch, she's been able to pick off Holly Heffron with some really eye-catching punches.
Yeah, Holly has been the tidier and you know, more kind of technical boxer, but like I said, when Morris gets in close, she'll unload. You've seen her throw a lot of bent arm shots and catch Heffron twice. So when you think of the biggest shots in the round and the most shots, the volume of shots in the round, you're probably saying that, you know, Morris has thrown and landed more.
Terrific opening round where both boxers enjoyed success. The more compact figure, Megan Morris able to score to both head and body, particularly during one portion of the round with over 2 minutes gone.
You might see a familiar face in the Heffron corner of Frankie Gavin, who himself is arguably one of the best amateur boxers that we've ever created for the males. So it'd be great to be able to go back and get that experience. Not saying anything about all the other coaches, but you know, he's been there, he's lived it, and he's breathed it.
Most certainly has, Frankie. Still the only English male boxer to claim championship gold in the World Championships. He did so in Chicago 2007. And he coached now at the Hall Green Club. Saw him a couple of weeks ago at the semi-finals. Was in great form. And his boxer Holly Heffron actually moved up to the club from Portsmouth, where she's studying sports science at Birmingham University. Starting well with straight shots there.
It's great 2-1 and reverse 1-2.
So it's untidy on the inside once again, but as she disengaged, it was Megan Morris who was able to score with a flashing right hook, and there's the shot once again, followed by a left. But Heffron continuing to pour forward. She has to be careful that she doesn't smother and crowd out her own work on the inside during those forward forays. Nice left jab landed from Heffron wearing blue, and it's beyond punching range once again.
Yeah, Heffron just needs to use her feet better to keep that space. She's letting Morris close down the space, and she doesn't want to be there. She's got naturally long arms with a good range. You want to keep her at the end of it. So you've got to keep putting them out there so that Morris can't get past it, and just move your feet slightly so when she comes to attack, that you've got that space still. Because Morris will work. This is where Morris wants to be. She wants to be able to work in there.
So clear instructions from the referee in the direction of Holly Heffron, but what a beautifully picked right cross. But again, it's another untidy maul on the inside, and Holly Heffron just in danger of smothering her work and conceding the assets of height and length and reach that she possesses. Not that you can't be an adepting fighter in there. As Megan Morris was a little bit disorganized, the head going through the ropes, Holly Heffron took full advantage and landed a beautiful left jab on the resumption. But then Morris able to get into her own territory and looking to dig away with bent arm shots. Good defense with the left hand from Heffron, who then driven back to the ropes and driving away with bent arm punches to the body with her palms turned upwards is Megan Morris.
It's the second time she's been warned for holding, but that's a great shot, and that's where she wants to keep it. She doesn't want to be here where it's up close and she can't get them off.
Well, when she keeps it at mid and particularly long range, Holly Heffron with some beautiful shot selection with good accuracy as well. But all too often, I'm sure from hers and Frankie Gavin's perspective, after the long range success, she takes a hook on the inside. This is where she ends up, and this you can see from her stature. This is Megan Morris's preferred territory, where she can work away with shoe shine shots.
Yeah, and throw them big bent arm shots that she likes to throw, and when they land, they make a noise. You know, that affects us, the judges, the crowd's reaction.
Straight right hand down the middle once again, and then she wound it up, went looking for it once more, did Holly Heffron. And you can hear the blue corner shouting in direction of Holly Heffron that she's to get out as the 10-second clapper sounded. But another very good round of boxing. Some beautiful straight shots landed by Holly Heffron. Megan Morris having success on the inside with her bustling attacks.
Yeah, they're rounds that are hard to score, because do you like the technical boxing, or do you like the one that's putting the pressure on and going forward and trying to force a fight and impose her will on her opponent? So they're really tough to score about a bit of what you like. She used the feet really well there, Hoffer, and she just stepped back and stepped back, but she went till she was on the ropes and there was nowhere else for her to go. That was a good backhand from Morris.
Now, third and final round.
You see the referee just tell them both to keep their heads up and towards Heffron to don't hold, and that'll be their final warning.
So into the third and final round then of a contest that has been really keenly contested thus far. The woman wearing blue, Holly Heffron, the university student from Birmingham University, has boxed terrifically at long range, but Megan, she demonstrated with that right hand there, but Megan Morris has been able to get into mid and short range. Big swing and a miss from the woman in red, sees her collide with a turnbuckle. Megan Morris trying to take advantage, but her attempted right hand was off the mark.
Yeah, that was just a nice little spin-off move, and she created the space. She knew she was going to lean in and try and go forward. She just lead hook and spun out.
Megan Morris beat Repton's veteran Jay Dujon at the quarter-final stage before a unanimous points decision win over Brittany Walker of the Royal Navy, but she's had her chin checked there by a terrific two-shot combination from Megan Morris, from Holly Heffron. She's continuing to pour forwards though, but Heffron doing a better job in this third round of maintaining the gap. There she's picked off by a left jab on an upward trajectory from Morris, who remains as doggedly determined as ever with a minute gone in this third round.
Yeah, she hit her with two great straight shots, but you can see there as she holds her feet that second too long, it just gives Morris that opportunity to get close and to throw them bent arm shots. When Heffron's feet and her hands are moving at the same, her feet are moving with her hands, she's a lot better at keeping the space and keeping the range, and she looks more comfortable.
Holly Heffron progressed through to the final by prevailing on a split decision victory over Jade Ashmore of Chesterfield at the University of East London Sports Dock a couple of weeks ago. I was ringside to see all of those contests over the weekend. And again, the interval in between will have allowed the boxers to recover, regroup and come again in prime condition for this final. But there you see Heffron maintaining the gap, spinning off the line around the clock face and just keeping space between her and Megan Morris. And when she does so, while she's showing terrific accuracy in her shot selection, but here this brings Morris right back into the contest.
Yeah, she done a brilliant thing that we haven't seen her do before, Heffron. She actually threw an uppercut as Morris was leaning in, and she just hasn't, that'd be a great shot that she just hasn't used effectively enough. But you know, she keeps on ducking her head down, that, you know, she might get in trouble for that.
So closing seconds of this third and final round, and it's at close quarters. Megan Morris's preferred territory once again. Beautiful right hand around the corner from Heffron, but then look at Morris answer back with another burst of shoe shine punches. terrific contest. Oh, uppercut on the bell landed. But a terrific contest. Both boxers enjoying success in their preferred areas. But in the third round, from our vantage point here ringside, Holly Heffron from the Hall Green Club in Birmingham doing a much better job of keeping the distance between herself and this woman, Megan Morris, who was always keen to come forward and apply educated pressure.
Yeah, it's a really tough fight to score, because I probably believe that Morris had the better shots in the first round, the more eye-catching shots. And then Heffron definitely had the last round.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored about a split decision 4-1 in favour of your new female under 54 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's Holly Heffron.
What a wonderful moment for Holly Heffron.
A round of applause, both boxers. Give it up for Holly, and a round of applause for Megan Morris.
Over Megan Morris. It's a repeat victory for Holly Heffron over the woman she conquered at the quarter-final stage of the 2021 championships. And here, by doing it in the final, she's gone one better than the silver medal she came with at the back end of last year. Holly Heffron of the Hall Green Club in Birmingham is the women's 54-kilogram champion. A terrific performance and a beautiful contest.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to give it to Morris. She's getting closer. And like I said, the unanimous decision just shows how close that and difficult it was to score. And I do believe it was that second round.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Shawn Huddart.
And she's the first blue corner winner.
So up next is the final for the men's 54-kilogram weight class. The boxer in blue, Shawn Huddart from the Berkeley Club. Darren Bailey of Dagenham is over in the red corner.
I think when you think of the Berkeley Boxing Club, you know, some boxing clubs just have a rich history in this competition, like the Rotunda, like, you know, Berkeley, like I'm trying to think of some London ones.
Repton,
that's it.
Dale
That's what I'm looking for.
So many clubs up and down the country have outstanding
traditions.
Ladies
and
your
gentlemen,
city, of
this
course,
is about
as well.
number 7, which is the male national amateur final at under 54 kilos.
And the North
Round number 7 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing white shorts, red vest, representing London boxing and hailing from Dagenham. Give it up for Darren Bailey. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring is opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing Tyne Tees and Weir and hailing from Berkeley. Give it up for Shawn Huddart. Your referee in charge, Mr. Lee Inns.
What a contest we have in prospect here in this men's 54-kilogram final, because it features 2 19-year-olds who are immensely talented and skillful, blistering speed, every punch in the book, ringcraft beyond their years. And the boxer wearing red is Darren Bailey, 19 years of age, from the Dagenham Boxing Club. His opponent, Shawn Huddart, also 19 years of age, from the Berkeley Boxing Club in Tyne Tees and Weir, County Durham. And this one, oh, that's a looping left hand not too far away from Bailey, but then a right hand in response from Huddart. And it could well be that type of contest, such as the skill level of these teenagers.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's, I said earlier, it's a physical game of chess. You've got to work out your opponent, hit and not be hit, and be smart when you attack.
So you can see both boxers in and out with the feet, neither man finding the range with any consistency. Just pecking away on the inside, forcing the intervention of the referee. Minute gone in this opening round. Sneaky right hand landed. How about that for a right hand success? Then a left hook from Darren Bailey, finding his range with eye-catching singles on the perimeter of the boxing ring, but he's caught with another left hook. He's Huddart, and another one which checks his chin and forces him to fashion a clinch. Terrific shot selection from Darren Bailey, who has found his range now, and there's the left hook once again, which is proving to be his Sunday punch on this Saturday afternoon of championship boxing.
Yeah, he's dressing it up nice. He's fighting that he's going to throw it. He's fighting that he's going to throw it, and then he threw it, and it landed right on the money.
Terrific work from Sean Bailey there. He lands a spearing left jab, and he's on the front foot now, applying pressure, and there's a left hook right hand over the top. Success from Bailey, and Huddart looking to find his man, measure the range, but he's being beaten to the punch here on a pretty consistent basis through this portion of the round. There he comes forward with a left jab of his own, but then Bailey springs right back into action to drive him to the ropes on this near side of the ring to our commentary position.
Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but Huddart is like throwing a single shot, and Bailey's coming back with it with combinations, and like I said, you can always slip them 1-2s or the ones, but when it comes back in a flurry, it's harder to defend against.
Huddart has got his chin up in the air invariably when he's letting his hands go as well, and that is why Bailey has been able to tag him repeatedly, just as he did there with that jolting left jab, right on cue. Right hand over the top, crashes somewhere high on the head of Huddart, and this has been terrific shot selection from Bailey, who wasn't too far away with that right hand there. Defensively responsible, bracketing his head with his hands after he missed with the follow-up shot. 10-second clapper has sounded. Solid left jab landed from the boxer in blue. Spinning off the line is Huddart, but it's been a very good opening round of boxing for the more compact figure wearing red.
Yeah, he moves his head, Bailey, after every shot, and whether that's a roll, whether that's a slip, whether that's a feint, and it's hard for Huddart to use an attack because he's gone, he's rolling, he's spinning. You can see none of them, they're just air shots from Huddart, and then Bailey comes back. Bit of a come together there, and then Bailey comes in and hits it with a backhand down the middle, and he's changing the height of the punches from body to head and back to body.
It's out. Take it round.
So into the second round then. Darren Bailey on an apprenticeship near Southend Airport, almost completed his apprenticeship. My goodness, in the boxing ring, despite being just 19 years of age, he's showing maturity beyond his years here. There, after being inconvenienced, he gets back his shape very nicely indeed, and coming forward behind a blistering left jab. Huddart looking for his own straight shots. Wasn't too far away with that backhand. So the action at centre ring. Good left jab from Huddart just to negate the front foot pressure that Bailey's looking to apply, and Huddart spinning off the line effectively so that Huddart can't launch the attack, because Bailey can't launch the attack because Huddart's no longer there.
Yeah, he's just spinning away, and Huddart did a good thing there. He kept his jab out and he moved around so that he was controlling it.
Terrific punch picking in their long straight shots from the taller boxer Sean Huddart from Birtley Boxing Club.
Near the corner, shouting to Bailey, in and out, in and out.
Trying to do just that. Right hand over the top, but countered immediately by a left hook from Huddart. When he was getting picked off by solid singles in the first round, there was nothing coming back, but here he is counter-punching, and it's resulting in some terrific exchanges. Final word of the exchange with a right hand over the top from Huddart, and then followed it with a left hook as well.
He's throwing more shots, and he's being confident with it. He's not hesitating and allowing him to be seen, but he's just been caught with an uppercut there.
So covering up as he spins back to the middle.
There's a headbutt.
But the head's coming together forcefully on the inside. Referee just intervening. Thankfully, neither boxer appears to have sustained an injury. Good left jab on the resumption from Bailey. Looking to counter with the left jab is Huddart, but both men. Huddart was long with his attempted left. Left hand to the sternum from the boxer in red. It's physical at close range. Beautiful right hand while disengaging from Huddart. Moving laterally both left and right and picking off his man with straight punches, but Bailey continues to press.
Yeah, and he got caught with a hook there, but even when he's up close, he's throwing little body shots to, just underneath the back of the elbow. But this is a really good round for Huddart.
First senior season for both of these boxers. Darren Bailey of Dagenham, the reigning England boxing national development champion at 56 kilograms, as recently as November 2021. Here he is making a seamless transition to the senior ranks, as is Huddart, boxing for the final in the 54 kilogram weight class. Closing seconds of this second round, where Huddart has responded very well indeed to make this altogether more competitive, and the front foot pressure of Bailey has been negated by straight shots like that from Huddart. Terrific round of boxing.
It was, and it was good backhand over the top by Huddart to finish.
So Bailey electing to remain on his feet. Dan O'Sullivan issuing the instructions up in that red corner.
Yeah, Huddart is I wouldn't say getting a bit of a telling off, but he's listening intently to what his coach is saying. You can see he comes forward with a 1-2-3, Bailey there, and lands with the shot at the end, but Hubbard comes straight back. He tried an uppercut there and misses, and he gets countered, but comes back himself with a good hook, lead hook to finish, and there's the clash. Luckily enough, with no damage to anybody.
Third and final round.
So into the third and final round then, in the midst of a terrific atmosphere here at Manchester Central. Darren Bailey and Sean Huddart combining to produce a terrific spectacle. On the front foot now is Huddart, spearing out straight shots from both the left and the right hand. Bailey in and out. With a good right hand from Bailey as he came in, but Huddart moving so effectively, staying in the pocket, then spinning off the line. Both boxers prevailing in their respective semi-finals on split decision verdicts. Darren Bailey in a terrific win over Salil Khan of the Fearless Boxing Academy in Warsaw, and it was a split decision win over Lewis Small of Fareham for Sean Huddart.
Yeah, Huddart has come out looking the more comfortable of the two. He's using his long levers to good effect.
So both boxers fighting for centre ring, but look at that right hand success for Huddart, countered immediately by a right hand response from Bailey. As the two men continuing to circle one another, both men landing jabs. The left jab of Bailey was an effective one that snapped the head of Huddart backwards. He comes forward, letting his hands go furiously with straight shots and staying in the pocket. Bailey looking to free his hands and find the range. Right hand landed by the boxer in red. It was an effective shot. Huddart now, hands down. Another straight shot success from Bailey.
You can sense that they both feel that they're able to win in a winning position, and they've just got to, they've got half of the round to go to secure it.
Bailey Huddart steals the glance to his corner. There's the man just on the edge of punching range. Bailey coming forwards, right hand not too far away. Huddart looking for a double jab right cross, but he was inaccurate with his work. Bailey now, hands held high. Huddart in search of that backhand. Bailey keeps the attack going, but it was negated by good footwork from Huddart. Oh, and just a glance to the referee before Huddart continued the attack with a left hook. Not too far away there, he did score with a left jab up on his toes, circling in a clockwise fashion on the perimeter of the ring.
Great lead hook and spin off, giving yourself a little bit of room and a little bit of time to think about another attack.
So Bailey looking for hooks, but Huddart cutting a very composed figure in the ring in the face of this pressure, and there's a terrifically picked single shot from Huddart, just sending a shower of spray from the head of Bailey. Both boxers breathing through an open mouth now, and there's a terrific left-right on the resumption from Huddart. Picking his punches very well indeed through this portion of the round. Bailey holding on the inside, spinning off, trying to free himself, but it's a right hook and then a two-shot success for Huddart. Bailey trying to work away on the inside. Huddart doing so and ending with a left uppercut. A terrific contest between two incredibly talented teenagers. What about two men of vastly differing statures in this 54-kilogram final? But I happen to feel that the work of the man in the other corner, particularly in the third round, may have been enough to tilt the balance in his favor. Very tight contest indeed, but in the third round, Huddart began to find the range with perhaps greater volume. But what will the judges say at the conclusion of a pulsating 3 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, I think he kept the rhythm of the second round.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers.
Some of the action then from round.
So after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored about a split decision. 4-1 in favour of your male under 54-kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner,
and there's confirmation.
Sean Huddart.
Sinking to his knees in celebration is Sean Huddart of the Berkeley Boxing Club, a 4-1 split decision victor over Darren Bailey of Dagenham. What a blistering start to this final he made, and it's wonderful to see that show of sportsmanship between the two. But Sean Huddart of the Berkeley Boxing Club receives a warm embrace from Graham Rutherford, because he is
your red
the
corner,
54-kilogram national champion at the conclusion of a magnificent contest.
Yeah, he's gone over to hug some of his family as well that have travelled down, and you can see how happy it is and what it means to him.
So next up is the women's 57-kilogram final.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Elise Glynn.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion.
Elise Glynn is someone I've actually watched develop as a young boxer, as a schoolgirl, all the way up to where she is now. I've trained alongside the hook and jab in Warrington, and she used to come to the senior female squads. She was always being very confident, always had like a elusive style. It's nice to see that she's still sticking with it and still, at the top of her game and competing in championships all these years later.
So there is Elise Glynn competing here for West Warwick's Boxing Club after making it through to the quarter-finals. And she was boxing for another club, previously out of Hall Green in South Birmingham under the auspices of Frankie Gavin, but now here representing West Warwick's Boxing Club against Keely Austerfield of the British Army boxing team.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 8, which is the female national amateur final at under 57 kilos. Bout number 8 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with a white trim, representing Western Counties and hailing from the British Army. Give it up for Keely Austerfield. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all white with a black trim, representing Midland Counties and hailing from West Warwick's ABC. Give it up for Elise Glynn. Your referee in charge, Mr. Paul Rosendale.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. There's action from the women's 57 kilogram final between boxers from the British Army and the West Warwick's Amateur Boxing Club. West Warwickshire Amateur Boxing Club. The woman wearing red, operating out of the southpaw stance, is Keely Austerfield, 26 years of age. In her 13 bouts of experience, most of them have been in the military or in military tournaments. Actually prevailed through to this championship final on a walkover after Samina Toussaint, the 2021 champion, wasn't able to make it to the boxing ring. Her opponent, Elise Glynn, as Natasha has been pointing out, very experienced operator, 2021 quarter-finalist, who lost at that quarter-final stage to the eventual champion, Samina Toussaint of New Kings, on a split decision.
Yeah, I think we commentated on that, I think.
We did indeed. But here she is in the championship final, again no longer with Hall Green Amateur Boxing Club. And she said following a disappointment of the national champs in December, she's more determined than ever to focus on her boxing. She's been traveling all over the country to get sparring, despite having to care for her father, who's also a coach, and that's terrific punch picking from Elise Glynn, spearing straight shots, and look at the confidence that's flowing through her now as she's attempting to stamp her presence on this opening round and just get into the mind of Austerfield, the Army boxer wearing red.
Yeah, this is the Elise I remember. You know, she's confident, hands are down, she's lots of feinting and jerky moves, and if you're hesitant, that one little bit hesitant, she's gonna counter it nice and sharp.
Yeah, she steps in with a left jab, which she snaps out on an upward trajectory. Looking to find her own range is Austerfield. Remember, having progressed through to this championship bout on a walkover, there's a left hook which landed. There had been a slap with the inside of the glove, but it was leather landing solidly on something for Austerfield. Kept the three-shot combination going. The first two punches fell short from Glynn, but the final shot did land, a spearing straight single at the end of that three-shot combination.
These punches may not be, you know, they're not concussive punches for Austerfield, but what they are doing is making it hesitate to throw, and that's in Elise's favour, because she likes to keep it long. She likes to keep you at the end of a shot, because all she wants to do is throw singles, 1-2s.
Reverse 1-2 success once again, and then a beautiful left jab snaked in and out in the blink of an eye from Glynn. Austerfield picked off by a lead right hand that time as she fell short with her own single. So she's in a bit of a quandary here, is Keely Austerfield, because by remaining at this territory and boxing at this tempo, that was a pretty comfortable opening round for Elise Glynn.
Yeah, she was very comfortable, kept it at the end, pop shot on her when she felt. But Austerfield does have a very experienced coach in Alana Murphy, who is an Ireland representative and someone I've faced before in an ABA final. So, you know, she's been here, she's done it, and she'll be talking her fighter through how to get into this fight, because that wasn't a great round for her. You can see Alicia, yeah, you know, her hands down, confident, giving her something to think about, waiting for her to hesitate to just throw the counter.
Paul Gilmore, Saj Mohammed, the coaches at the West Warwickshire ABC, West Warwick's ABC. As we move into the second round, so Keely Austerfield from the Army, what adjustments can she make after being put on the end of some eye-catching straight shots from both hands from Elise Glynn?
You've got to remember that the armed forces have to go through their own tournament to even be selected to fight here. So she's been through a tournament to even be the person selected to represent the Army in this weight division.
Good work to the body from the tall figure of Elise Glynn, bustling away and then cleverly keeping the left hand of Austerfield beneath her armpit, and she's the boxer who's been spoken to for holding on. What a veteran's move from Elise Glynn.
And that's where the experience comes in. You just hold on with your elbow, and it makes it look like your opponent's holding on through the back. But she got caught there with a good hook. She has to be mindful about when she's in range and not.
Roundhouse right wasn't too far away from Austerfield. But again, one suspects that this punch output isn't going to get it done for Austerfield, because it looks as though she's a natural counter puncher, but simply not enough activity coming from the southpaw wearing red.
No, and if you are going to be a counter puncher, you have to start the attack and then finish it. So go first and third is what we call it in the boxing terms. But she's just letting Elise just, you know, dominate and dictate when the action's going to happen. You can see there's you know, 3, 4, 5 seconds of nothing happening, and then Elise will throw and wait for something to happen. She'll make it happen.
So Austerfield on the outside. My goodness, I thought that left hand was rather telegraphed, but he still found a home, extending it out from the shoulder. And once it reached the end of its range, it tagged Elise Glynn on her chin. Best shot of the contest for her.
Yeah, and she respected that shot because she used straight away, put her hand on her chin.
But again, can she up the tempo? Can she increase the punch output? There she scored with it again. Another southpaw left that appears to be rather languid, but it keeps on coming, and it's landing on Elise Glynn.
Yeah, I thought Elise did well with a backhand hook backhand there as well at the same time, but she just got tagged, as you said.
So right jab success for Austerfield, but continuing to feint and cut a dynamic figure in front of her opponent is Elise Glynn. Beautiful move to slide and then counter.
She was a little up on her toes, a little dip of the shoulder as the shot came across, and countered with her backhand over the top. It's nice boxing.
10-second clapper has sounded. Keely Austerfield with more success in this second round, but as she's put on the end of a jab there, I don't think there's any doubt that it's Elise Glynn who has taken that second round as well. But Austerfield slowly creeping into it, having success with left cross singles out of that southpaw stance.
Yeah, she had a lot more success in that round than the first, but it's still not enough. The tempo coming from there, the aggression coming from there, the pressure coming from there isn't enough. She's not going to be winning the rounds like that. But you know, she has had more success. You can just see there the backhand from Elise. She's very side on, and she waits for Austerfield to throw the shot, just a little dip of the shoulders, and comes straight back with something. And you're seeing a backhand there from Austerfield. Elise just stood there waiting for something to happen, and it landed.
So into the third and final round then. And Austerfield has come out looking altogether more dynamic. And there she lands a good left hand to the body. It was a straight shot, but it was countered over the top immediately by Elise Glynn.
You can hear the corner shouting to Austerfield, don't wait, don't wait, don't wait. And that's kind of been the cycle of the first 2 rounds.
And from our perspective here ringside at Manchester Central, it's 2 rounds after which she'll be facing a deficit, Keely Austerfield, so she has got to do something dramatic and different here in round number 3. But in trying to up the tempo, you can see that she's just in danger of running onto punches there, like that beautifully picked right cross by Elise Glynn.
Yeah, it was a good backhand. And Elise is punching from everywhere. She's punching from a foot inside, a foot outside. She's using the backhand down the middle when a foot's on the outside. She's using the hooks and the straight jabs when a foot's on the inside. So
yeah, she's showing all of her ring craft here is Elise Glynn. In addition to her boxing and caring for her father, as she snakes out a double left jab. Right hand not too far away from Keely Austerfield, but she's also studying business marketing and management at the Open University. Started in October of last year. And working towards that, as well as looking to get to the highest level in boxing. Beautifully picked right hand to start that 4-shot combination from Elise Glynn. Austerfield continuing to look for her own success and the shot that can turn this contest around. But again, at this type of tempo, she lands with a slapping lead right hand. He's simply not going to get it done or make life uncomfortable enough for Elise Glynn.
No, this is, you know, Elise is, like I say, she's, you know, she's hitting at will. She's throwing when she wants. She's dominating the round.
So Glynn progressed through to this championship final with a unanimous point decision victory over Marla Mystery of the Churchill Boxing Club in London. Just maintaining the gap nicely between herself and her opponent, but didn't look to come back with a counter after making her opponent miss. But all of this semaphore, all of this gesticulating and shaping from Glynn, just keeping Austerfield occupied, and it's effective in preventing her from letting her hands go. And then it's Glynn who initiates the attack when she wants to, and again, that is ring generalship, dictating the terms on which the contest is being fought.
Yeah, it's forcing your will upon your opponent, and that's what the judges, one of the things that the judges look for. You can see, you know, Austerfield, she caught her with a good hook on the way in there. You can see the nose of Austerfield's bloodied.
So just a reminder of the 4 tenets upon which a round of boxing is scored: scoring punching, effective aggression, ring generalship and defense. And Elise Glynn showing those qualities very effectively indeed over the course of the 3 3-minute rounds. Keely Austerfield continued to compete, had a far better second round compared to the first, but Elise Glynn overall really showing that she was the boss over the course of that contest, deciding when to engage and when to disengage.
Yeah, I think I don't think Elise thought at any point she would be in danger of you know, being knocked out or anything, so she was quite comfortable.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers.
It was good moments for Austerfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials and ringside scored the bout a unanimous decision. All in favour of your winner, your new female under 57 national amateur champion and boxing out of the blue corner, it's Elise Glynn. A round of applause.
So there is confirmation of Elise Glynn's ascent to the top of the podium. A terrific performance for the woman who was bested at the quarter-final stage last year. A change of clubs has resulted in a change of fortunes, because Elise Glynn is the national champion in the 57-kilogram weight class.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on to man number 9. Introducing your red corner, giving up for Jack.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when people change clubs, you just need a fresh pair of eyes, or you just need a freshen up for you, because, you know, you can go to the gym and it is hard and it is tough, and you can get stuck in a cycle and a rut. So some people do change just up for that little freshen, mentally more than physically.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, please give it up for Jack Dryden.
57-kilogram final. So the man heading from the blue corner is another boxer from the Berkeley club, Jack Dryden, another 19-year-old from what is becoming something of a fight factory up in County Durham in the northeast.
You can just see to the right of me, little Holly Heffron watching through the window. And you know, once you've done and had your fight, you can sit down and relax and watch all the other action.
So it's a pair of Jacks fighting for the 57-kilogram national title. Jack Turner from Croxteth in Liverpool faces off
Firstly, boxing out the red corner, wearing all black with a white trim, representing Merseyside and Cheshire and hailing from Croxteth. Give it up for Jack Turner! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing a black with blue trim, representing Tyne Tees and Weir and hailing from Burley. Give it up for Jack Dryden! charge, Mr. Tony Buff.
It's 1 of 3, is he? Barely lads that have managed to get to the final. So, you know, when we were talking about successors of clubs before.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. Action in the 57 kilogram national final. A looping right hand over the top to start the contest from the man in red, who has come out with his characteristic swarming front foot pressure. That is Jack Turner, 20 years of age. Comes to the ring with around 60 bouts under his ledger. Richie Rooney, his coach, or the founding member of Croxteth, telling me he won around 50, lost 10. And we thought that this contest would be between fire and ice, and a standing count has been issued, but the swarming pressure of Jack Turner has brought about a standing count against the slickster from Bertley, Jack Dryden. But look at the resumption. 2 shots on the resumption from Jack Dryden, showing Turner that he's not hurt, and he is still very much up for this fight.
Yeah, in fairness to Dryden, he seemed to have his senses about him. And you can see from how competitive this fight is that, you know, it wasn't concussive.
Well, the way these boxers performed en route to the final, this was always shaping up to be an eye-catching affair. The heads came together on the inside. It brought a wince to the face of Jack Dryden. But Jack Turner, the more compact figure, wearing red, progressed. Beautifully picked right hand from Dryden, but Turner steps right back in, looking to bang away with the right hand to the body, but it was long.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you can expect from Jack Turner is that you're going to meet in the middle. And so, you know, Dryden's just trying to keep him on the edge for as long as he can of his, and box, because he doesn't want him to be there and doesn't want him to smother his work, and he doesn't, you know, want to trade with him.
You can see how it gets physical on the inside. On the resumption, terrific leverage being driven into the shots from particularly Turner, but Dryden content to stay in the middle. Now, I think a mouthpiece has been dislodged, hence the referee calling time, so it will be quickly rinsed over in that blue corner and then reinserted into the mouth of Jack Dryden, who has taken a standing count in this opening round, but has competed to make it very even indeed. But this is how physical it is on the inside. So committed is Turner to his front foot attacks. Yeah,
I mean, Turner's got go and stop. That's it. It's bell and no bell. You know, but Dryden has to make him respect his power and make him a little bit hesitant to come in.
Nice head movement. How about that for a counter right hook from Dryden? Terrifically picked, and look at him bob and weave in the pocket as both men land solidly, but showing immense composure under fire is Jack Dryden, keeping his wits about him and landing some terrific work at short and mid-range.
Yeah, you've seen Turner there just using his strength and just spun him round. Great shot from Dryden.
Beautifully picked backhand once again, and then turned it into an uppercut. The head's rubbing vigorously on the inside. It's rough and physical in there. Uppercut turned underneath once again from Dryden, who, as the round progressed, did an increasingly impressive job of negating the front foot pressure that Jack Turner was looking to apply by staying in the pocket, bobbing and weaving, and coming back with some cracking counters.
There was obviously something the referee saw that he needed to give a count for, but he responded tremendously. So he wasn't hurt. I don't want to say that he was obviously stunned, but he wasn't hurt, and he came back and was very competitive.
And we have to point out that in Olympic style boxing, taking a count doesn't necessarily result in a 10-8 round, as is the convention in professional boxing. So this one will be judged on the boxing that took place, and my goodness, wasn't it intense?
I would like to see Dryden throw a few more uppercuts as Turner comes, and he comes, you know he's going to come forward, and sometimes he's leaning over his front foot as he does it.
So into the second round then, and what a start out of the gate from Jack Dryden, scoring with straight shots, and he's bombing away with his backhand, now bringing an uppercut into play. Just as six-time national champion and reigning world professional champion Natasha Jonas suggests that he should, but Turner continuing to bomb away with bent-arm shots, and it's resulting in furious exchanges. Oh my goodness, well, a point deduction off the card of Jack Turner, whether that's deducted at the end of the second. Oh, that's a terrific lead left hand landed by Dryden. So Turner's problems mounting here because Dryden has really found his range, and again Turner is so committed to coming forward that the impact of Dryden's straight punches is being doubled up because he's running the crotchless boxer onto these shots. There's a good left hand landed by Turner.
Yeah, if you drive into a field of grass and you drive into a brick wall, there's obviously going to be a difference, and that's what's happening. He's so committed and so focused on attacking himself that he's leaving himself open to be just hit down the middle. But the trades and shots that's happening, you've just got to be careful with the clashing and coming together of heads, because they are. It's so fast-paced, and what a shot. Big
looping left hook off the ropes, and then a right hand over the top from Turner. Dryden keeping his composure when backed over to the ropes near the neutral corner. Turns the tables on his man. And the two men just demonstrating the art of infighting. Now we've got a point deduction off the card of Dryden, and it's perhaps worth pointing out at this juncture that at the semi-finals, even though Dryden prevailed with a unanimous point decision win over Kane Morris, it was a foul-filled affair as he looks to wind up the bolo shot, but he wasn't falling for it, Turner. 4 warnings in the 4th round alone were issued in that semi-final, 2 apiece for Dryden and Kane Morris. And here we've had a warning each way in round number 2, but in between that, my goodness, what intense action. Dryden picking his punches beautifully.
Yeah, them backhands that are coming over the top and coming. You can see Dryden complaining about the head.
Well, the mouthpiece has been dislodged once again. Now, this, if it comes out one more time, Dryden could find himself being issued another warning here, because it can be used as gamesmanship, dislodging the mouthpiece. So you see the referee telling him to bite down. That's 2 times, one more time, and it will be an infringement and a point taken off Dryden. But again, on the resumption, both boxers really planting their feet into the canvas and letting their hands go. Terrifically picked right hand once again from Dryden, who is standing in front of Turner, who comes back with a left hook, but it landed with the inside of the glove.
The right hand's not coming straight, it's coming round like a backhand hook, and it's landing every time. As you can see, he's looking for it. What a shot.
Beautiful right uppercut, because winding up was Jack Turner. He was wide of the mark. Dryden just stepped back, timed it perfectly, and almost lifted Turner off his feet, but he continues to press. So game, and it's another point deduction off Turner. My goodness. Jack Dryden must be a common factor in these foul-filled affairs, because this is exactly how his semi-final was contested against Kane Morris. And that little love tap landed after the bell from Jack Turner, who has been issued 2 warnings in round number 2, and short Jack Dryden has been issued with 1 warning.
And you can see Turner's eye, he's got a little bit of bruising and a little bit of redness just around the eye. Here's the warning, and you see the shots come straight flying. That was the 1-2. They're both pushing and pulling.
But such incredible intensity. But
there was an uppercut as well from Turner there, but he got caught with a hook, a backhand hook from Dryden.
Seconds out.
And that was the uppercut.
So we go into the 3rd and final round then, after an incident-filled 2nd round, and it's Turner who lands a solid shot and then comes back with a double left hand. Hook then straight, but he's countered immediately, and spray flying from the hair of both boxers. Such is the solidity with which these punches are landing. Terrific action in the opening 10 seconds of this final round. Turner wrestled to the canvas, Remember, Turner hit with 2 warnings in round number 2. Dryden hit with a warning for an infringement. Both boxers winding up with big shots, but then look at Dryden sprint back across the ring after his left hook went over the top and coming back with success while Turner was pinned on the ropes.
Yeah, Turner's getting his arm trapped because he's letting Dryden just force him back to them, walk him back to the rope.
Oh, full-blooded home run swings on every shot. No niceties of feeling out or variance in power. Everything is a KO blow being delivered by these two 57-kilogram boxers. Both men showing terrific punch resistance. There's nice defensive maneuvers from Dryden, but then he ran out of road as he was backed into the ropes on the far side of the ring. Turner takes a trip to the canvas for the 2nd time in his 3rd round. Remember, he's been issued with 2 warnings already. Dryden's been issued with 1, so he's going to have to watch how he conducts himself. Rabbit punch landed by Dryden as Turner was spinning around during that tangle.
You can see that the crowd is really enjoying this fight on both sides. There's Liverpool versus Berkeley, I think it is. And yeah, they're enjoying that. The cameraman's just been knocked out the way.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is it. This is it. 3 warnings issued. But that's 3 warnings against the man in the red corner, and it's all over. On a DQ, we have a national champion from Berkeley, and it is Jack Dryden prevailing over Jack Turner on a disqualification. That's a really disappointing way for the final to end, because it was an absolutely pulsating affair between these two. Terrific power punching. It wasn't just naked aggression either. There was defense and some subtlety with the movements in there. But for the 2nd contest in a row, just this man, Jack Dryden, has been issued with 2 warnings. In the semi-final, his opponent's got 2. In the final here, his opponent's picked up 3 warnings, and that is why Jack Turner of Croxteth has been disqualified. Jack Dryden is the champion.
Yeah, that's
winning on a DQ.
That's a disappointing way to end a really good bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers.
You can understand why the referee's done it, but it's just the way the styles clash that it's bound to happen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your referee disqualified the opponent, giving you your new winner of the National Amateur Champion Boxing, and of the blue corner, give it up for Jack Dryden.
Well, it's perhaps not in the way that he would have wanted, but Jack Dryden of the Berkeley Boxing Club is the national champion in the 57-kilogram weight class. But that should not detract from what was an absolutely pulsating affair against Jack Turner from Croxteth. 2 boxers with contrasting styles meeting head-on in the middle of the boxing ring and treating us to some terrifically intense action over the course of just under 3 rounds, given the disqualification. Disappointing way for it to end.
It was, yeah, and I think, you know, head-on is exactly the word we was looking for. Like I said, go, stop, meet in the middle, boxer versus a fighter, and that's what you get. And yeah, it was disappointing, but I think probably the right person won.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner,
weight class.
Please give it up for Lucy Kings Wheelie.
It's my old stomping ground. Maybe not for the professionals, but definitely for the amateurs. We had a rich history. I think me and Amanda Coulson, who's now head of England Boxing and one of the main coaches, she's here herself. I think she's coming to spot some talent and take them through. And you know, this is what these championships are all about. You know, making a name for yourself, getting spotted by the coaches, and progressing your boxing career.
There is Lucy Kings Wheatley from Acox Green Boxing Club. Her opponent in the red corner is Vivian Parsons from Afiwi Brixton in South London, based in the Brixton Recreation Centre. And you have spent many an hour hooping it up, home of the Brixton Top Cats, under the auspices of the late great Jimmy Rogers, a man from your city who moved down to London, founding the Brixton Top Cats, which is where Luol Deng, who played in the NBA for Chicago Bulls, LA Lakers, Miami Heat, a whole host of clubs, that's where he started his basketball journey after being a refugee in Sudan, from Sudan, moving to the UK via Egypt. But that's where I think we're boxing a base down in South London.
Amateur final at under 60 kilos. Bout number 10 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing black and red with white trim. Representing London boxing and hailing from Afoy Boxing, Brixton. Give it up for Vivian Parsons. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing blue shorts, grey vest, and representing Midland Counties and hailing from Acox Green. Give it up for Lucy Kings-Wheatley. Your referee in charge, Mr. Les Benham.
So we have 2 talented teenagers going head-to-head in this women's 60-kilogram final. The boxer wearing red is Vivian Parsons, 18 years of age, from the Afoy Boxing Club in Brixton, South London. Her opponent, Lucy Kings-Wheatley, wearing blue, is 19 years of age. She's from the Acox Green Boxing Gym in Birmingham. Kings-Wheatley progressed through to the semi-final on a walkover after Morgan Baber of Trowbridge didn't make it to the ring. As for Parsons, the woman in red, she progressed after a brilliant display against the towering Michelle Cox from the Metro Boxing Club in Bolton. Cox eliminated the semi-finals for the 2nd straight championships to come away with back-to-back bronzes, but it was a very good display indeed from Parsons to book her place here in the championship final.
It's great to see the young females getting being involved and still involved in the sport. You know, when we was around, it generally was a little bit older because there wasn't the competition there. But now we've got the development of boxing from schoolgirl all the way up.
And that is not to underestimate the trailblazing path that yourself, Amanda Coulson, Natasha, Nicola Adams, so many of the women boxers laid for the youngsters who followed in your path. Particularly can't underestimate the impact of that 2012 Olympic Games where women's boxing featured for the first time. There's a beautifully picked left hook off the back foot from Kings-Wheatley, who is picking her shots very effectively indeed.
Yeah, but both boxers are very, very neat and tidy and technically sound.
Oh, that's a beautiful right hand left uppercut from Parsons. Terrific 2-shot combination, but just adjusting her head guard, getting her stance back beneath her, and content to operate out of the corner near the perimeter of the ring is Kings-Wheatley. It's a posture she's taken up voluntarily for the majority of the contest, just waiting to counter-strike. But there's a good right hand to the body from Parsons, just dipped the knees and drove it home with the palm to the floor.
Kings-Wheatley immediately put a hand up to guard her chin after that shot, so she respected the power on that.
Guard your grill, because it was a terrifically picked single. There's a left uppercut underneath from Kings-Wheatley, and then a left jab pistoned out from the belt line. 2-3 times right hand over the top from Parsons. What a skillful contest we're witnessing here in this 60-kilogram final. Even though they're both out of the orthodox stance, in many respects they must feel they're boxing a carbon copy of themselves, because they're very neat and tidy and do everything correct with terrific flair as well. Both boxers in search of jabs as the 10-second clapper sounded. Roundhouse right was off the mark from Parsons. Same shot was searched for once again, but didn't find a range. A terrifically skillful opening round. It
was. Kings-Wheatley was a lot more comfortable being around, you know, by the ropes and allowing the pressure to come, but she would respond very well. A counter punching was spot on. Both Parsons and Kings-Wheatley landed great shots, but I think the more effective way came from Kings-Wheatley.
Some of the action from that opening round, you see the right hand left uppercut success from Parsons, but make no mistake, Kings-Wheatley, particularly in the first half of the round, as here we see her getting to work on her jab, she was doing some terrific work off the back foot.
Yeah, I think the referee just covered the uppercut that we saw earlier in that shot, but she was using the uppercut really effectively.
So into the second round we go. Tasha Jonas mentioning how wonderful it is to see the progression of the women's sport as Kings Wheatley scores with a long left jab, then a right hand over the top, then look at the use of the right hand to defend and fend off the left jab that Parsons was looking to make it an exchange rather than shots without reply. But terrific work with the gloves, and how about that body then head from Kings Wheatley. She lost her footing, no knockdown as the knee of Kings Wheatley touched down, but terrific activity from the hands of Kings Wheatley. Shoe shine shots to the body and then success over the top as well.
Yeah, Parsons as well as had her successes. She's come out, she's thrown a lot more shots this round.
So the two boxers continuing to feint in front of one another. Good double jab landed from Parsons. Again, moving clockwise to her left on the ring perimeter is Kings Wheatley, just being edged up closer to the ropes again as Parsons looks to snare her in a trap. But jabbing away off the ropes back to centre ring is Kings Wheatley.
Even when she's on the ropes, she's side on. But that was a great attack.
Left uppercut success once again from Kings Wheatley. And again, all of the boxing ring being used. Kings Wheatley able to expand and contract it, often on her own terms, because she's navigating herself to the ropes rather than being pressured back into that position against her will. She's moving there of her own volition.
Yeah, she's always just got enough space to be able to lean back and miss a shot. So she's given herself just that little bit of space, even though she's on the ropes, to be able to still defend well.
So beyond the midpoint of this second round, good left jab, and then final shot was a left jab from Parsons during that coming together. Right hand over the top, not too far away from Kings Wheatley. Beautiful left hand again, triggering that attack, and Parsons' response was short. But it's a really educated lead left hand being demonstrated by both boxers, but particularly Kings Wheatley. Terrific combination punching once again upstairs from Kings Wheatley, just flat-footed, bobbing and weaving, dipping at the knees, but so composed under fire, and the left hand is just catching Parsons as she's advancing. Look for a flashy uppercut, was off the mark, but the left uppercut which followed did find a home. Yeah,
Parsons came over at the top of the backhand, but Parsons had a really good start to the round, and Kings Wheatley has had a better end to it.
So Kings Wheatley snaking out a left hand which was just short of the mark. Parsons looking to go down to the body. Very good round of boxing, and my impression was that Kings Wheatley got the better of it, keeping cool under fire and snaking out a lead left. That was a real nuisance from the perspective of Vivian Parsons. But another competitive round of boxing in that second 3-minute frame, and the skill very high indeed.
She definitely looks a bit relaxed of the two in the corner. You can see here she's just using a jab to keep it at range. She's keeping the distance. She switches it up every now and again, and an uppercut comes. She missed it there, got caught with a jab by Parsons.
Third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go then, in a contest that has been incredibly skillful. But again, Vivian Parsons of Afui Boxing Club out quickly, but just boxing at her own pace is Lucy Kings Wheatley of the Acox Green Club in Birmingham. There's a solid left shot landed, and another one from Parsons, who is just clipping that left hand over the top. But Kings Wheatley hasn't been ruffled in any way, shape or form, despite the successes that Parsons has enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a good 1-2 hook from Parsons there, and she's starting the round very on the front foot, throwing a lot of shots, but from the evidence of the last round, she just couldn't sustain it and allowed Kings Wheatley to come.
Working her way in and then landing a good left jab, right hand, and then more left jab success. Right hand to the body during that combination as well from Parsons. Kings Wheatley looking to establish the lead left once again, which has served her so well throughout this contest. And how about that for pot shotting from that backhand from Kings Wheatley? Same shot once again, catching the advancing boxer from our Fui Boxing Club in Brixton.
Yeah, she was caught with the finishing hook from Parsons.
Kings Wheatley looking to initiate the attack on that occasion. But again, both boxers demonstrating terrific composure. And now the boxers looking to work away on the inside.
The Parsons' coach is actioning in the corner of what she needs to do. He's not being very verbal about it, but he's actioning what he wanted to do because she can see him. Right hand over the top from Parsons, caught Kings Wheatley during that exchange. Oh, beautiful reverse 1-2 off the back foot from Kings Wheatley. Right then left, but then Parsons comes back with straight shot success of her own. Kings Wheatley looking to re-establish that ramrod left jab. And how about that for a left hand to the body? Slipping to her left, shoveling that left hand in, and then a burst of shoe shine punches just above the belt line of Parsons from Kings Wheatley. Yeah, the referee's telling to keep her head up. There was some great first and thirds in there. So 2 minutes gone in this final round. Parsons looking for the right hand, made to fall short by Kings Wheatley, who again, hallmark of a quality boxer, is a single right hand success. Just boxing at her own pace, at her own tempo. There she looks to work away to the body once more as Parsons just looking to hold momentarily while getting herself reorganized. Parsons short with an attempted right hand over the top, closing seconds of what has been a terrifically skillful contest, and it's the lead left hand of Kings Wheatley that is a notable shot once again. Parsons fires right back, but then it's Kings Wheatley making it first and third boxing, getting the better of the exchange as the two boxers exchange right up until the bell. A terrific contest, wonderful skill between two immensely talented teenagers. Should point out that Kings Wheatley has very little experience as a boxer. She comes from a kickboxing background. 42 wins in kickboxing, just 3 losses, but my goodness, she has got some hands. Yeah, she has, and there's a theme of people crossing over from sports. I think Chantal Cameron being one of the most successful ones, you know, in the Olympic squad. She's a world champion now as a pro. George Groves, Vitaly Klitschko, Pele Reid, also former kickboxers who didn't do too badly in the pro ranks. Josh Taylor. Indeed. Well, let's get the verdict. For my money, I think it's Kings Wheatley who's taken that one, but what say the judges?
We go to the scorecards where your officials and ringside score about a split decision 4-1 in favour of your new female under 60 kilo national amateur champion. And boxing out of the blue corner,
what a wonderful moment for Lucy Kings Wheatley, the 19-year-old from the Acox Green Boxing Club in Birmingham. And national champion, having just switched to the sweet science of the noble art of self-defense, the former kickboxer with a terrific display based upon her composure and use of that lead left hand.
Okay,
and this is a fantastic moment for Vivian Parsons, who's been boxing since the age of 12 at a Fui Boxing Club in London.
Give it up for your
in her first senior season, a terrific performance by her, played her part in a magnificent contest. She comes away with championship silver, and if these two boxers remain around this weight, one suspects we're going to see them deep in tournaments facing off against one another in the future.
Definitely. I mean, a bit like Amanda Coulson and myself, you don't. you just meet the same person all the time when you get to the final, especially when you're both as talented as that. It's a great fight, technically, skill-wise, everything.
So next up, we move into the men's 60 kilogram final. And this 60 kilogram final being contested between Cody Smith and Giorgio Visioli of Repton.
This is number 11, which is the male national amateur final at under 60 kilos. Bout number 11 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing white and yellow, representing Yorkshire and hailing from Hull, give it up for Cody Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all green with gold trim, representing London boxing and hailing from Repton Boxing Club, give it up for Giorgio Visioli. Your referee in charge, Mr. Alvin Finch.
Alvin Finch is a very experienced international referee. He's been on the international scene for a very long time, even since I was competing.
Well, what a contest we have in prospect here. It's another all-teenage affair between boxers who know one another very well indeed. Cody Smith wearing the red gloves, boxing out of the Hull Boxing Centre in East Yorkshire, facing off against a man wearing the blue gloves out of the Southpaw stance and the famous green and gold of Repton. That is Giorgio Visioli, 19 years of age, a Southpaw. In his first senior elite championships, 5 hard contests to get through to this final. And this, well, it's a contest between men who know one another very well indeed, because in last year's youth final, it was the man wearing the red gloves, Cody Smith, who's just been touched up by a combination there, but came back with a right hand of his own. Cody Smith edging Visioli on a 3-2 split in last year's youth championship final. Here they are in the elite senior final, just 1 year on in their first season as seniors.
And what a brilliant achievement to be able to make that jump from juniors to seniors.
Seamless transition for both boxers. Nice show of respect between the two. And all of these championships have been contested in a terrific spirit.
I like what Visioli's doing here. Sometimes he's looking towards the body, and you know, in boxing you're looking for triggers, you're looking for any hint of what your opponent's going to do, but he's going to the head.
Oh, that's a nice southpaw left. Most eye-catching shot of that exchange from Visioli, edging forwards once again. His left hand is another straight shot from Visioli. And Cody Smith just not finding the range as effectively or frequently as the southpaw from Repton.
When you come in as the person who's won before, you have to, you know, there's a lot of pressure on you to be able to take that performance and do it again. They've come together a few times with the heads. I hope that doesn't become a factor.
So Cody Smith looking to establish his left jab now. Burst of activity from Visioli, but Cody Smith cool under fire and was bobbing and weaving in the pocket. And look at that. Body then head from Cody Smith. Looking for a repeat victory over Giorgio Visioli on this senior championship stage. Right jab out of the southpaw stance from Visioli's a scoring shot. And both men using the ring so effectively. Rather crude forward foray there. An uncharacteristic one from Cody Smith, but back to distance once again as the boxer's working for openings.
Yeah, Visioli's got a really wide stance as well that he's using effectively to be able to push away and move in and come back with counters like that.
Well, just turning southpaw after that attempted lead right hook after the dash across the ring is Cody Smith. He's remaining as a port-sided boxer for the final stages of this first round. What a round. My goodness. High skill indeed between these two 19-year-olds.
Yeah, Visioli was using his wide stance to be able to creep in and get into range without Smith.
Second round.
So we're going to the second round then, at the semi-final stage. Oh, that's a flashing right hook landed by Cody Smith, who at his semi-final against Will Gardner of Parkstone Boxing Club showcased his smooth switch-hitting skills en route to a unanimous point decision victory. Giorgio Vicioli was also a unanimous points decision victor over Connor Sams of the North Fire and Rescue. And again, oh, that's a terrific right hand to the body, but left hand over the top in response from Vicioli. But such high skill, and both boxers having to work so hard with feints for their successes, and the feints have to be convincing as well. Good right hand to the body from Vicioli during that coming together. But it's a real thinking contest, this one.
It is, and as you say, both men know each other very well, and you know what. Sometimes you know what they're going to do before you throw it, but you still can't get out the way. But Vicioli's doing a really good job of being first and being third. He's jabbing, waiting for the reaction, and then coming with the backhand over the top.
And right now he's got his front foot on the outside of Cody Smith, so he's controlling the ring space. Cody Smith operating mainly as an orthodox boxer. Good defensive maneuvers from him to bob and weave, but then Vicioli kept the attack going and scored effectively to the body. But again, you see the front foot. It's Vicioli who's got his front foot on the outside of that is Cody Smith, and a southpaw left straight down the pipe, but he's countered immediately from a right hand from Cody Smith.
He came into his and he reacted with a good hook.
So terrific punch picking from both men.
Vicioli just edges in with his feet, but he leans back as he does it. So that was a good shot from Smith.
Right hand upstairs landed by Cody Smith during that cluster from Vicioli. Vicioli digging away to the body with the right hand. Double right hand attempted by Smith, but couldn't quite find the mark. Three-shot combination sees the final punch land from Vicioli. Cody Smith bulldozed towards his own corner. Looking for the uppercut is Vicioli, but didn't quite find the range.
And you can see there what I'm talking about. I don't know if the cameras can pick it up for the people at home, but he just stares at the body, but he's going to the head, and it's anything that, any advantage that you can get, that makes all the difference when you've got split seconds to make a shot.
Terrific left hand. It was a flashing shot from Vicioli. Cody Smith operating as a southpaw now, looking for the roundhouse left as he switches back to orthodox. Attempted left hand lead was off the mark, but Vicioli digging away to the torso of his opponent with that lead right hand. Counter left hand not too far away from Cody Smith, who's back in the orthodox stance. Right uppercut wasn't too far away from Vicioli after his first two shots missed. And again, nothing but respect between the two boxers. Another round of incredibly high skill.
That slip that Smith did, because of Vicioli's speed, I mean, it did, the hook that he went with missed, but the actual slip, and to be able to even get the shot off with the speed of Vicioli just throwing the jab was a great piece of defending and attacking. You see here as he comes out, he just edges his feet in, but he leans his body back, so he feels to Smith like he's out of range because he's leaning back, but he's actually in range, and you see him catch him with a hook there. He's just being beaten to the shot, Smith.
So into the third and final round then of what has been an incredibly hard-fought contest so far. Double jab to the body, right hand over the top, and another flashing right hand, this time with a bent arm from Cody Smith. And a roundhouse right where it was long, and Cody Smith is letting his hands go in purposeful fashion here to begin this third round. Another right hand success again in the face of the right jab that was being flicked out by Vicioli. He's digging away to the body, but then takes a right hand over the top. Torrid exchange at center ring between these two familiar rivals.
There were some great body shots, but that was a great response to tuck up, take the shot, and come back with it with an overhand hook yourself.
Approaching a minute gone in the third and final round, and what quality we are witnessing here. Terrific skills in evidence Cody Smith has boxed for England, he's had GB assessments, has won 52 of his 58 contests. And again, the winners of these championships guaranteed a GB assessment up at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield. So not only the prestige of a national title, but that next step on the boxing career in the vest. And for the women, the vest and head guard by prevailing here on the national championship stage.
Well, Visioli knows that Smith has to come for him, so now he's more confident just to let them one shots go. You've seen him catch him with a hook as he was coming in, because he knows he has to commit.
So midway through the third and final round. It's a blistering start to this third round by Cody Smith, as the two men feinting beyond punching range, cleverly picked southpaw left from Visioli. Visioli onto the front foot, but he's touched up by a right left, and then Cody Smith looks to go back down to the body, as does Visioli. Terrific technique, what a half hook, half uppercut landed on the chin of Cody Smith from Visioli, and then he digs away to the body with that right hand once again.
Yeah, he actually threw that combination twice, once after another. Once he'd seen it was successful. What a brilliant shot over the top. Good backhand. Straight
right hand down the middle from Cody Smith. My goodness, both boxers demonstrating their quality in this third and final round. Some of the punch picking has been sublime. So the final 30 seconds and a moment of sustained quality could well be the decisive factor, just like that, but it's a shot on the break landed by Cody Smith.
Sometimes you're just that intense into the action that you can't hear the referee, like you can't hear the crowd as soon as the bell goes.
Visioli looking to get busy with his hands in combination fashion. Cody Smith looking for a right hand over the top. Southpaw left is an effectively picked counter from Visioli, as they look for that cracking shot at the final bell. What a contest, my goodness. Incredibly high levels of skill and ringcraft beyond their years between these two 19-year-olds. Absolutely brilliant to behold. They met in the youth final in 2021, and here, just a year later, not even a year later, they're back in a final, this time at the senior elite level, and they produced a contest that was absolutely fantastic to watch.
Yeah, very highly skilled. I think Visioli, we sense, has got a bit of revenge, potentially.
It could well be split. Okay, that's how close it was. Here's the verdict.
Appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored a split decision 4-1 in favour of your new male under 60 kilo national amateur champion. And boxing out of the blue corner,
and it's Visioli, Giorgio Visioli of the Repton Boxing Club, prevailing on a 4-1 split over his familiar rival Cody Smith. And this time it is a revenge performance by Visioli, after being outpointed in the youth final by Cody Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen,
last year he has turned the tables here in the senior elite final, prevailing by a 4-1 split decision. But Cody Smith, we have to give him much kudos, because he was there every step of the way and played his part in what was an absolutely terrific bout.
Yeah, it was a very good, very highly skilled. But yeah, I just sense that Visioli was a little bit more comfortable towards the end. He put the pressure on. He was very collective and calm about his responses and about his attacks. But it was a great fight,
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Sasha Hinckley.
Sarah Dunn is someone who I've come up through the amateurs with. She's been around for a very long time. She's very experienced. She's changed weights since the birth of her little girl, but she's still very competitive. She's still someone I've sparred with and used in my last training camp for my world title. So it'd be interesting to see how she gets on here. But she's, very long levers.
So Sarah Dunn, one of the boxers in the women's 63-kilogram final. Sasha Hickey of the Peacock Club in London, just getting prepared before taking up residence in the blue corner. So it's Sarah Dunn of the Metro Boxing Club in Bolton facing off against Sasha Hickey of the Peacock Club in London in the women's 63-kilogram final.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 12, which is the female national amateur final at under 63 kilos. Bout number 12 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, representing a northwest region and hailing from Metro. Give it up for Sarah Dunn. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, our opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim and representing London boxing, hailing from Peacock Shim. Give it up for Sasha Hickey. Your referee in charge, Mr. Mike Hemming.
There's me saying Sarah was tall with long levers. And then Sasha Hickey steps in.
Round 1.
So we're in the women's 63-kilogram division, and this the championship final between boxers from Bolton and London. The woman wearing red, was started very briskly, is Sarah Dunn, 33 years of age, a very experienced operator, back in her 2nd consecutive final, although she lost in the 64-kilogram final against Jem Campbell of Islington Boxing Club on a split decision in last year's championship bout. Her opponent, Sasha Hickey, 19 years of age, and has blazed the trail through to this championship final in very impressive fashion indeed. But Sarah Dunn keeping her composure and looking to get that long left jab to work. Good counter, left right to the body from Dunn. And now it's Dunn pressuring Hickey while she is on the ropes. Hickey just having difficulty with her head guard. You saw she had to readjust it. Corkscrew right hand not too far away from Hickey. Up on her toes now, out of that southpaw stance, busy with her hands. Reverse 1-2 was attempted, but Sarah Dunn keeping her composure. Terrific defense with the left glove as she looks to bob and weave her way inside.
Yeah, she knows that she's got to work out a way. It's already a bigger distance when you're southpaw versus an orthodox, but when you're a tall southpaw, you've got to get past that jab. It's the battle of the jabs, battle of the feet, and you've got to get your feet in range to be able to punch. So Sarah's aware that she might have to come in low and go up.
So Hickey on the front foot now out of that southpaw stance, and again just looking to distract Sarah Dunn, but what a right hand landed by the boxer wearing red, Sarah Dunn. A terrifically picked punch.
And that's sometimes the danger of flailing your hands. I know it's to loosen them off and to make your opponent think that you're triggering, but you're also leaving yourself open to be able to be countered like she did there.
Right hand over the top from Dunn is an effective shot once again after Hickey scored with a shot underneath.
She done trying to double the backhand up to be able to get herself in.
Kept the attack going. It resulted in a tangle on the ropes, and just look at the state of Hickey's head guard. She has to fix it. It appears rather loose.
It looks like the chin bit is not sitting right underneath her chin, so anything that Sarah does to the top of the head guard is going to make it slip up and the chin bit slip over her mouth.
Sarah Dunn has used the right hand to very good effect as uncoiling a right uppercut after the command of stop with Sasha Hickey. 10-second clapper has sounded, closing seconds of this opening round. A round where Dunn was pretty effective with that right hand against the tall southpaw Sasha Hickey from the Peacock Club.
Yeah, I think Hickey did really well. She was, you know, comfortable, calm, collective. But when you think about what shots you remember, they're the shots that came from Dunn.
Some of the action from that opening round. And there was a roundhouse right landed by Dunn. Hickey presenting opportunities with her relaxed guard. And while she was doing this, there's the best shot of the round. Another right-hand success from the 2021 silver medalist at 64 kilograms.
That goes out. Second round.
So into the second round we go. Mentioned over the course of the... Oh, that's a corkscrew left landed from Sarah Dunn. A terrifically eye-catching single from the woman in red.
That was a good uppercut from Hickey.
So the action resumes. And it was Hickey just long bridging with that lead right hand. Forward foray once again, but not finding range on that attack is Dunn.
Easy.
Short with her jab. Good right uppercut turned underneath. The attempted hook from Hickey was just off the mark, but the lead right uppercut was impressive indeed. Dunn comes back with her Sunday punch, the right hand over the top.
Yeah, she's just trying to force the aggression. But smothering her work a little bit, but she needs to close that space quicker. It's good overhand again, as Hickey attempted with the uppercut but missed.
You mentioned the path that Hickey blazed through to this championship final is Dunn working away, and Hickey was content to hold. That's time ticking off the clock. And Dunn will be impressing the judges with her work rate. So time has been called to get the head guard adjusted. And that's been something that has been a pretty problematic piece of equipment throughout the contest for Sasha Hickey. And as the contest resumes, it's a right hand to the body not too far away from Dunn.
That was a good uppercut from Hickey as she caught Dunn on the way in.
So left hand success for Hickey as Dunn bobbing and weaving her way forwards. Left hand to the body is a really good shot driven in by Hickey. Left hook over the top from Dunn not too far away. Lead right hook attempted by Hickey but didn't quite find the mark.
You can hear Sarah Dunn's coach sound, stay strong and get your backhand going.
So again, it's the woman in red who is being the busier boxer on the inside. Now Hickey responds and getting busy with her own right hand, which was a backhand as she switched feet momentarily on the inside. Right hand landed by both boxers after the command of stop. My goodness. So closing seconds of this second round. Beautiful left uppercut. Looking for a right uppercut was Hickey, but the left uppercut that preceded it was a quality shot off the back foot.
She caught her with a good hook there. That was a better round for Hickey. She's a bit more successful. She landed a lot more than she did in the first. The uppercuts were good.
So Tommy Battle in the red corner giving the instructions. Head coach up at the Metro Boxing Club in Bolton.
Now would be a good time for Hickey's corner to fix the head guard. You can see it doesn't look like it's sitting right even there. Referee's just giving her a warning. Sarah about her head up. Hickey about holding.
So into the final round we go then. Done out quickly, but just spinning off the line was Hickey. Looking for the right hook. Feinting with the front foot now, as well as trying to distract with the hands, is Hickey. Flashy lead right hook attempted out of the southpaw stance, but keeping the attack going and ending it with a right hand over the top was Sarah Dunn.
You can see that the right hand backhand is being very successful.
And again, it's Dunn who is busier on the inside, driving in punches just above the belt line. Hickey continuing to have difficulties with her head guard. She had to adjust it. Then she takes a left hand on the inside, which was doubled up because she was swinging freely with the left. She won on unanimous decisions in both her quarter and semi-finals. The quarter against Sabrina Feisel. The semi-final against Harley Whitwell. Was a quarter-finalist in last year's championships, and she produced standing counts en route to those unanimous decision wins as she takes another strong right cross from Sarah Dunn, who has picked that shot very effectively indeed throughout the course of this bout.
Sarah landed with a backhand and she landed with a lead hook. Both boxers landed at the same time, which is sometimes what happens.
So it's Dunn on the front foot once again, working her way effectively out of the corner to the body is Hickey. But now Dunn responds, and again, punches exchanged after the belt. After the command of stop from the referee. But to be fair to Dunn, she was in full flow when the command was issued. And again, it's Dunn driving her opponent back to the ropes. Both boxers working effectively to the body. You see the chin strap almost beneath the mouth of Hickey before that quick adjustment with her left hand. Dunn looking for the right hand at mid-range, but it went long. So it's Dunn looking to drive her opponent backwards. Chain dangles in front of her. Big roundhouse hook was fired by Hickey, but it was off the mark. Right hand over the top from Dunn once again.
With 40 seconds to go of the round, you don't want to be getting points taken off, and that's the second warning she's had about keeping her head up and holding on.
Hickey working to the body, but as she was trying to escape, she was tagged by Dunn, who continues to keep the singles digging away on the inside. So closing seconds of the contest. And Hickey looking for the left uppercut, but Dunn again planting her feet, and the two boxers looking to work away. Work just being smothered by both boxers at the moment, and they let their hands go right up until the bell. Both boxers think they've done enough. How will the judges see this one? For what it's worth, I happen to think that Dunn, with her eye-catching successes, may have just edged it, but it's incredibly close because Hickey on the back foot found plenty of answers as well with her uppercut, and her work to the body was eye-catching in the third round also. Which way is this one going to go?
That's tough. I think the last round it's all on the last round. I give Sarah one.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. We are officials and ringside score the bout. A split decision 4-1 in favour of your new female under 63 and national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner,
and it's Hickey.
Sasha
Hickey is a 4-1 split decision victor over Sarah Dunn. Sasha Hickey, the national champion at just 19 years of age, and her magnificent run through the 2022 tournament culminates with a 4-1 split decision verdict over Sarah Dunn of the Metro Club. She comes away with her second consecutive silver medal after being edged in the final on a split by Jem Campbell at 64 kilograms last year. But Sasha Hickey from the Peacock has progressed all the way through to the top of the podium, and it is Hickey who is the national champion in the 63 kilogram weight class.
Yeah, I think the last round was just a little bit of what you liked. I think Hickey was probably boxed that little bit better, but when it was aggression was coming from Sarah, the big eye-catching shots was coming from Sarah, so it depended which one you liked. Did you like the fighter or did you like the boxer?
So there's just an interval here for around 30 minutes. We're scheduled to be back on the air at 16:30, so really it's 20 minutes. See you at the bottom of the hour for more action from the 2022 England
So right,
Boxing
ladies
National
and gentlemen,
Amateur
while we're in
Championships.
the middle of the break, I would like to once again point you in the direction of our big screens here at the Manchester Central for more videos that have been produced by England Boxing. They include highlights from the National Amateur Championships. Let's get your boxers to ringside. Introducing your red corner. Let's give it up for Mitchell Azair.
Sorry, without his coaches, was going the wrong way. He's taking up residence in the red corner.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Louis O'Doherty.
His opponent, Louis O'Doherty. University Club in the Eastern Counties region. He's over in the blue corner.
Nicky Barnes was the 70s, but there's a long list of high-profile celebrities worldwide on the thorough side of things. Live as kings, some died. One guy, one time, one day grabbed me as I'm about to blast seat 40 side of burning. I turned well, he asked me, "What you up to? The cops gonna bust you." I was a teen, drunk or brute. Stumbled, I wondered the guard sent him, cause 2 squad cars entered the block and looked at us. I ain't flinched when they watched. I took it upstairs, the bathroom mirror. Brushed my hair, staring at a young disciple. I almost gave my life to what the dice do. Yeah, man, throwing them bones. Hoping my ace get his case thrown. His girl ain't wait for him. She in the world straight.
So there's the lineup then for the first final of this second session. The final session is in the men's 63.5 kilogram weight division. It's Mitchell Asari against Louis O'Doherty.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 13, which is the male national amateur final at under 63.5 kilos. Bout number 13 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all white with gold trim, representing London Boxing and hailing from a White Hart Lane, give it up for Mitchell Azari. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing black shorts, white vest, representing Eastern Boxing and hailing from Halstead and Essex University. Give it up for Louis O'Doherty. Your referee in charge, Mr. Stuart Mann.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. Action in the 63.5 kilogram division between boxers from the White Hart Lane Boxing Club in London and the Halstead and Essex University Boxing Club in the Eastern Counties. The boxer wearing red, who is invariably on the front foot, is Mitchell Asari from the White Hart Lane Club, an all-action pressure fighter. He's really impressive in his semi-final victory, and he's looking to set about his man immediately. So again, forcing the tempo, bouncing in and out is Asare, but looking to establish his own left jab while being backed up is Doherty. And again, it's Asare looking to pin his man in the corner and bustle away to both head and body, which he does to such good effect with attacks from both hands.
Yeah, he caught his Asare caught O'Doherty with 2 lead hooks early on.
So approaching a minute gone in this opening round, and Louis O'Doherty establishing that left hand there, just catching Asare, but Asare, the aggressor once again, but was picked off on the way out by a right hand over the top. But Asare keeping the attack going. And he's just got to be careful he doesn't go from corner to corner here, O'Doherty, and perhaps sensing telepathically what we were suggesting from ringside, because he did get himself away from the confined position. But where has he ended up? On the corner, on the other side of the ring. He's trying to fight his way out of that confined position, and he's doing so effectively, but Asare not giving him any respite and not letting him escape from the confined position he finds himself in.
Yeah,
good right hook during that exchange from Asare.
It was good backhand hook, which is what he was catching him with earlier on. As a boxer, you want to box at your own pace. You want to go at your own speed. You don't want to fight at somebody else's pace. There's nothing more tiring than someone making you punch when you don't want to, and you're inviting that pressure if you just move from one corner to the next, because you know a fighter's always just going to come. So you have to stand, you have to make him respect your power, and you have to hit him with good hard shots.
Well, when we mentioned the fact that O'Doherty was in danger of going from corner to corner, he was over in the blue corner, then he got drove back to the red corner. Here he finds himself in the neutral corner as Asare looking to keep him pinned in those confined positions and work away to both head and body. Now make no mistake, O'Doherty is boxing his way back, but the man giving the impression of being the aggressor, and it's not just naked aggression but effective aggression as the boxers exchange jabs, is Asare, and he drives him back to another corner on the other side of the ring. O'Doherty cleverly spins his way out of there back to the space of centre ring, but Asare applying incessant pressure throughout the first of these 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, he did get caught with a hook by O'Doherty here in the white corner, but he's just, like I say, inviting it, and he's not leaving himself space to be able to move back, and you can just see Asare is happy to just stand there and unload and keep throwing shots. The
first round in the book, and Mitchell Asare applied pressure from opening bell to the bell to conclude it. Terrific display. Now O'Doherty did land some eye-catching punches of his own, but in the court, when you look at the round in its entirety, which is how you score a round, I don't think there's any doubt that the man in the red corner took the opening 3 minutes.
Yeah, and just look in the corner at the body language and the way that they're breathing. Asare is taking deep, slow breaths, controlled, and O'Doherty he was gasping for breaths at the end of that round, and that goes back to what I was talking about someone making you punch when you don't want to, and boxing out of your rhythm, which just makes you tired.
Second round.
So into the second round we go then. And again, Asare out aggressively, but there's a good backhand off the back foot from O'Doherty. But look at the punch volume and intensity being applied by the man in red from White Hart Lane Boxing Club. Mitchell Asare setting about his man while the sound of the bell was still reverberating here at Manchester Central, and he has not stopped punching with 20 seconds elapsed on the clock.
Yeah, he may get told off about using the way he's using his arms, but he's happy to just push O'Doherty back and land them body shots and keep punching.
O'Doherty prevailed on a points win in his semi-final against Robbie Coleman from Bilton. Good right hand landed from Mitchell Asare, who keeps the attack going once again. O'Doherty found his chin up in the air as he was driven back into the turnbuckle. Now he's trying to dig away with hooks from both left and right flanks. but they're being blocked by the gloves and forearms of Asari, who's turning a nice right uppercut inside, infighting at the extreme from both boxers, and O'Doherty has done a good job getting himself out of the corner.
Yeah, he does, and another good thing that he's doing is keeping himself really small, his body really small, so it makes it a smaller target for Asari to hit. So a lot of what Asari's throwing, when he's throwing to the body in them corners, is hitting the elbows, the arms, and the gloves.
Asari also prevailed on a 4-0 split in his semi-final over Tom Frame from Jersey Leonis. And now, having started at such an explosive pace, dragging his way back into these exchanges is Louis O'Doherty. Two men holding the ground at centre ring. O'Doherty no longer in the corner, looking to push his opponent back, but now looking to re-establish the pattern that served him so well for the first minute of this round and the entirety of the first round. Here's Mitchell Asari.
Yeah, you don't want to get dragged. If you're a boxer, you don't want to get dragged into a fight with a shootout with someone who's happy to just stand there and unload. You want to stick to your boxing, stick to your game plan, and you don't want to get scrappy because you're getting tired fighting at somebody else's pace.
Well, unsurprisingly, the pace has slowed a little bit, but Louis O'Doherty, credit to him, after being put under considerable pressure, he's now having success to the body of Asari. Asari has got to work that his work doesn't become untidy, takes a left hook upstairs, now good work to the body from the man wearing the blue gloves. And O'Doherty, by getting himself off the ropes and into the space of the ring, is having success during these exchanges, but it's Mitchell Asari who is still looking to show the judges that he is the busier, more accurate boxer.
Yeah, there's no spiteful punch because they're so on top of each other that none of them can get a decent shot off. So it's all bent arm, it's all a little bit scrappy.
Well, how do you sort that one out? Mitchell Asari, for the opening portion of round number 2, was driving Louis O'Doherty backwards towards the turnbuckles, towards the strands, but then this man, to his credit, got himself off the ropes, met Mitchell Asari head on, and the two of them engaging in torrid exchanges for the entirety of the round.
It was literally fight on fire with fire, but that's not how he boxes. He needs to get back to his boxing, try and keep the distance. I know it's hard when someone's constantly putting the pressure on, but put a power shot on, make him respect your punches, and keep it long and have a little bit of spite to make him respect coming in and just bulldozing you and pushing you back.
Now, third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go then, and on the sound of the bell, Asari sprints out of the corner once again, but look at O'Doherty, he's learning and trying to use the space of the ring. But Asari looking to ensure that he is just indomitable. He keeps on pouring forwards, but O'Doherty keeping his wits about him, bobbing and weaving on the ropes, swaying out of the way of that attempted right hand from Asari. And you mentioned game plans. O'Doherty is having been, as he takes a stiff right cross from long range, and Asari for once that long range and extended to land a right hand, but O'Doherty in the build-up had to do a lot of his preparations on his own because his trainer, Gordon Charlesworth, was in Australia up until mid-March. So the training that he was doing was often isolated and of the individual variety. There he lands a good right hand, left jab.
Yeah, catching him with some backhands there and giving himself a little bit more space and a little bit more leverage to get the shot off. But he's gone back to standing and trading, but he was doing really well at the start of the round. He was hitting him with pop shots and making him miss.
Well, this one becoming attritional now, but you see O'Doherty looking to push Asari back. He's been boxing for less than 4 years, but he said he hasn't had it easy, but he's trained with incredible intensity throughout. Sparring, mixing it with the very best. Multiple London titles, and here he is on the national stage saying that his time is now and he's determined to take it, hence the ferocity that he's fighting with. But he's being picked off by a straight left hand there from O'Doherty, who is keeping his cool under fire.
Yeah, he's making himself small, he's keeping a high guard, and he's just tucking up. Once he's thrown his shot, he's tucking up so he can't be countered.
Well, Asari looking to again work away, but remember they have to be point-scoring punches, clipping left, hook on the inside was a scoring shot from O'Doherty, as was that one. And Asari just got to watch that he doesn't smother his own work here. There is plenty of industry, but is there the accuracy? Hitting a lot of gloves and forearms during these fusillades.
Yeah, like I say, Doherty's doing really well. You can see him going to the body, tucking back up, tucking his head down, keeping his head low so that he's not getting countered with anything. And then he comes back with 3 of his own and tucks back up and is finishing everything in a nice, neat, tucked up like a little turtle shell.
Well, this is going to be really intriguing, assuming we make it to the final bell. Right hand off the ropes again from O'Doherty. Asari continuing with the volume, but look at the work through the middle from the boxer wearing the blue gloves, Louis O'Doherty. Terrific work from him to find space in this swarm of leather that Asari's looking to let go. There's the 10-second clapper. Closing stages of the 3rd and final round, where neither man has stopped punching from opening bell all the way through to the conclusion. And as befitting the nature of this contest, they punched right up until the bell sounded to wrap things up. What a contest!
Yeah, I think round 2 will be the deciding factor of who wins that fight and what you like. I think round 1 with Asari, and the last round I had to give to O'Doherty. So I think round 2 will be the decider.
Well, O'Doherty really did find space in between the unrelenting attacks of Asari in that 3rd round. Didn't keep himself in the corner as he was for the majority of round 1. That's where he spent the start of round 2 before getting himself back into it. So how are the judges going to see it? It could well be split. It's incredibly close.
So, ladies and gentlemen, bout number 13. After 3 rounds of boxing, and we go to the scorecards. We are officials at ringside. Scored the bout a unanimous decision victory. All in favour of your new male under 63.5 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner.
And it's Louis O'Doherty. His clever punch picking in rounds 2 and 3 have seen him overcome the non-stop pressure applied by Mitchell Asari. And Louis O'Doherty of the Halstead and Essex University Boxing Club is the national champion in the 63.5 kilogram weight class. Immense credit has to be paid to Mitchell Asari because he really did set out the terms upon which that contest was boxed.